Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Everything Horror. This is episode 3 called Surviving Until Dawn. I am your host, Paul Dolsky, with my co-host,
Tessa Baker.
And we are here with 3 other guests tonight, so this is like the most guests we've ever had so far. So we got Chrystello, that was from the Evil Within podcast. We got Barry from the latest off-season episode.
Sky of
Horror. And we also have a brand new guest.
We finally got Bree!
That's right. After 3 fucking shout-outs, here she is. Say hi, Bree.
Hello.
Alright, let's do this. So, let's get right into it then. We're going to start with you, Bree, actually, on this one. So, Bree, how did you first hear about Until Dawn?
You. You told me about it, and so, of course, I had to try it.
Yeah, I kept sending you the links or trailers or something, right?
Yep.
Okay. Chrystello, how did you hear about Until Dawn?
Actually, I went to GameStop one day and I saw the poster they had up for it, and it was a pre-order at the point, so I went and looked it up, and then I went back and pre-ordered it.
Very nice. And Barry, how did you hear about Until Dawn?
I think I remember the first time I heard about it was through the E3 when they showed the trailer for it, but after that, you brought it up to me to remind me about it, so I think that's how I found out about it.
And you?
I first heard about it through you, actually. You're the one that was like, babe, you have to play this game. It's so awesome. You have to play it.
The best game ever.
See? Exactly. Even Barry knows.
And
best game ever.
I thought it was pretty interesting. I was actually super psyched about trying it. There were certain points where it did get me and I did jump. But I'm sure everybody here has had a couple of those.
Oh, I jumped a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, we all jumped. So I first heard Until Dawn before it actually came to PS4, believe it or not. This was technically, I'm just going to say it now, but this was supposed to be a PS3 game back when there was PlayStation Move. And it was actually supposed to be first person, and it had a very similar dialogue and everything, but different killer outlook and different games. Like, and everybody remembered the Saw game, right? Where, you know, you had to pick either Josh or Ashley with Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you had that one, but in the original one, you actually had a guy strung up with chains on the ceiling in the original idea. But but anyway, as time went on, you know, the game never got heard from again until PS4, where they revamped the entire thing to make it from first person to third person, and they completely changed almost everything but kept a few similar stuff. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say about how I first heard about Until Dawn. But
interesting. I didn't know any of that.
And now you do. Gotta love it. So, Bree, you're gonna start this one too.
Okay.
How did you like the character build? Did you feel like, as you're playing the game, did you feel like you got to know the characters?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it was cool the way it started out as, you know, Hayden Panettiere, and you kind of got to learn who she was, and it just, you know, the whole story kind of came together after the 2 girls went missing. So I did. I really liked it.
Good.
I actually thought that was really cool how they had her in that.
Yeah, I agree.
And Sam was my favorite.
So, Bree, who was your favorite?
Oh gosh. I definitely think Sam was my favorite too.
It seems like everybody's
really
favorite for Sam. Yeah. Barry, so how about you?
Well, personally, I enjoyed the characters a lot. When I first played the game, I liked how they were, you know, everybody had their short story. Like, it told you about them, and I enjoyed the fact that, you know, everybody had their own drama. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just, hey guys, we're coming up to a cabin for the weekend to get away. You know, everybody brought their own drama, and I enjoyed the fact that, like, everybody brought their everyday drama to the mountain with them, and it really spiced up the story for me, and that was one thing that I enjoyed the most about the game itself, was the fact that every character had their own problem, not just on the mountain, but off the mountain. But if you're asking me my favorite character, this is probably going to be surprising. Honestly, my favorite character was Mike. He was my favorite character. I felt like, you know, I guess through the time, you know, I guess I could relate to Mike a little bit with, you know, being a ladies' man in high school. I was able to relate to his character and how he handled some of his situations. So honestly, I think Mike was probably my favorite character.
Okay. So Bree, that brings me back then. So did you feel like you related to Sam then, since she was your favorite?
Yeah, I do. I think she's kind of like the voice of reason, and I kind of feel that I have that
leadership,
kind of voice of reason in me as well.
Yeah. Okay. Chrystello, so now on to you. How do you feel about the character build, and who was your favorite?
I really enjoy the character build. I think to make a really good game, you have to get the players involved with the characters. At least get them attached in some kind of way. So getting them attached to the characters was really good. I enjoyed all the backstory of the characters and how they interact with each other. Like you said, the drama for each character kind of built up the story. So I really liked that. I really enjoyed getting to play each other's. I mean, some of it was kind of like high school drama. So I was like, oh, exactly. I've been through this. So
yeah, like the.
I was like, oh.
Like Emily and
Mac and Mike and Matt.
I just love one of my other things was
that was high school
my
drama.
main thing was I loved the tension between Emily and Jessica and fighting over Mike. I was like, son, like I played that game. I was like, dog, you have bitches fighting over you right now, dog. That is legit as fuck right now, dude. Go, man. You a savage, bro. You was a savage.
But I think as far as I have like two characters that kind of are the same for me as favorites. And that, of course, is Sam. I mean, I love Sam and Chris. Sam and Chris are my two favorite characters.
Chris was a good character.
Yeah, I liked Chris too.
Yeah.
Chris was just that innocent man. He just wanted to be with Ashley. He's like, hey man, I like Ashley, but I'm too much of a little bitch to even ask her out.
I kind of liked Ashley too.
He was like a shy little nerd.
Yeah,
he was like that little shy little person. I love that.
Tessa mentioned that she didn't really mind Ashley either. What do you guys thought on Ashley?
Ashley was a good character. Ashley was really, I liked her character too. She was really well put together as a character. I just enjoy the fact that they were able to, they took time, like you said, Paul, with what you were saying, where they revamped the whole game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that they actually took time and they put so much time and effort into the character build, like you said. Like, you know, if they wouldn't have done that, like, can you imagine what the game would be like if they didn't have that character build? They didn't have that tension, the rivalries, the emotions, and all that stuff. Like, I feel like that really would have affected the game.
Well, that brings into the whole technology nowadays with the whole motion capture shit and everything else. I mean, it's just amazing what you can do with a game now. But Chrystello, what were you gonna say?
I would for me, I liked Ashley. I want to say I would relate to Sam more, but out of all the females, I think Ashley had the most realistic reactions to a lot of things than most of the other females did to me, in my opinion.
That's true.
With the Ouija board and stuff like that, I think she freaked the fuck out. She thought it was real, you know? So, I mean, I think if I wasn't in that situation, I'd want to be like Sam, but I'd probably be more like Ashley.
Kind of like when Ashley saw the quote-unquote the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
She had more, it was more realistic to me.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, next question. We're gonna start with you, actually, Crystal. How did you like the storyline? Did you feel like they pulled it off well?
I did. I really did, because in all honesty, I really thought the Mountain Man was the killer for the longest time. Just because you didn't really get to see him. When you did see him, it was from the back view or from a distance. So I always thought he was the killer. I didn't expect who it was to be the killer. So I did enjoy it. I liked the build-up of how it ended, and it actually showed you who actually it was. And I was like, whoa. You know, I mean, I look back on it now, I'm like, okay, I can understand them doing that, but when I first played it, I really thought it was the Mountain Man who was the one that was going to kill them all. So I liked it. It was good.
Good. Let's see, who would be next? It would be you, Barry. So, how did you like the story?
I personally enjoyed it a lot. Now, like, the beginning part, you know, the little prologue that they had you going through with playing as Hannah, you know, as Crystal said, you know, at first, you know, the way it looked, I thought the Mountain Man was the one that was killing people throughout it. Like, I thought the Mountain Man was the clown. Like, that's literally who I thought it was. Like, oh, he's the clown. And I thought maybe he was trying to hurt him. But then, like, after all that took, you know, when they actually started coming back, it just felt like I was watching a massive-ass soap opera with everybody's problems and drama. And I really enjoyed the fact that when everything was happening, you know, I enjoyed the fact that, you know, after, you know, people went missing, people started dying, I really enjoyed the fact that they actually started telling the story of the Wendigo, you know what I'm saying? And they were able to explain, you know, this is what happened, this is what... Yeah,
like a two-part story.
And, you know, it in my opinion, it was very well put together. The developers of the game, they did a very, they wanted to keep you on the edge the whole entire time, and I definitely personally felt like, they succeeded. In my opinion, playing a lot of games over the years, I feel like Until Dawn personally with me is probably up there in my top 10 favorite games of all time, out there with Outlast, you know, because the story was very well put together, and it was something that I was able to, I wanted to continue to play. Like, even when the game was over, it's like, really, is that it? Like, you know, it's like I felt like I wanted to play more and more. Like, I never wanted the game to end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it was just there. It kept on dragging me in. And yeah, I personally enjoyed everything about the game. So they did an amazing job with it.
Good. And Bree, what are your thoughts on the storyline?
I loved the game. I thought, you know, in the beginning with, you know, Hannah and Beth, I just thought the beginning part, it sucked me in. And it just kept getting better and better throughout the entire story. And what I thought for me was with Josh, like, it was just, to me, so unexpected that he was, like, pulling these crazy pranks. And you had no idea that it was him, you know? Right. And I just thought that was really cool. That added so much confusion, but, like, just so much to the game. And I thought the whole thing was just really, really well done. And I think it would be really cool if they made a second one, because I would totally play that game.
Yeah, that definitely got me too.
Yeah,
so,
I completely
with everybody
agree.
too was like the fact that you know, if you guys remember, it's like all the characters had their own problems. Yeah. But like, you know, Josh lost his sisters. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He, you know, but he invited everybody back. He led you to believe that he literally just wanted everybody to get along, and he wanted to share his sister's memories with everybody. Mm-hmm. And then it just turns out that like it's so crazy, like you were saying with the whole Ashley situation, where she was like, oh, she was very skeptic. She was like, oh no, something's going on here. Oh, the Ouija board, blah, blah, blah. And like, you saw how Josh just didn't believe her. Josh was like, why you guys got to do this to me? I'm just trying to bring everybody together. I don't believe in ghosts, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And then everything started happening. And what? Boom, the game just slapped you in the face with when everybody was captured. Josh takes off the clown mask. And I was like, dude, like, I did not see Josh being that guy.
No.
Like, and then after that, it's like, he was so innocent. And after that moment, like, the fucking dude belonged in a fucking asylum, dude. Like, he was losing his mind after that. And I'm like, whoa, bro, that was a whole different character revamp, you know what I'm saying? Like, that totally blew my fucking mind the most.
Yeah. Well, what she did lose his mind, because later on in the game, near the end, you actually play as Josh inside his mind with his sisters.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I remember that.
But, Tessa, what do you have to say about the story?
I, like, Bree said, like, even the beginning part with, like, Hannah and Beth, you know, that chase scene where they're being chased, it draws you in, it sucks you in, and you wanna play it more, and it's, it definitely got better as it went on, and there were a lot of parts that, like, made me, like, tense up and jump and got my adrenaline going, but I loved it, and I thought it was fantastic.
I liked it because it felt like you were creating your own horror story. No matter what you did, every decision you made had consequences. Like, when you guys first start, like, heading toward the camp to meet everybody, when you first play with, like, Sam, and then she meets Chris for the first time, and then the phone rings, so you have the option to either, like, pick up the phone or zip up the backpack, or, like, when you turn into Chris even, you can, you're at the target range area, so you can either shoot the squirrel, or you can shoot the, sandbags or whatever you were shooting at. I mean, that type of stuff was just, like, it really interesting, because, like, if you shot the squirrel, then Chris would have gotten attacked by a crow. And, like, that type of stuff is really interesting, just to see the different butterfly effect, as the game would call it.
Yeah.
So it would really, I mean, I don't really remember how many times I played Until Dawn, but it was enough to try different outlets to try to see what else you can do in the game. But yeah, other than that, you guys pretty much covered it. Like, the beginning was just like, what the fuck? How can you guys even pull a prank like this? Like, why?
Right.
And then they fall to their death, and then it's just like, holy shit, like, no wonder why Josh went crazy. But, but other than that, yeah, I mean, it definitely was amazing. And then when I finally saw Josh with the main clown guy, killer, whatever, I mean, that was, like, I didn't really see it coming, but maybe I should have. But then again, you wouldn't have even noticed, maybe. I don't know. But what brings me to this question before we actually go to the other one, but when you guys first got to the first game from Josh, when you were Chris, when you had to pick between Ashley or Josh, who did you guys pick and why? And we'll start with Chrystello. Chrystello, you remember that part?
Oh yeah, I remember it. I picked to save Ashley.
You picked to save Ashley?
I mean, because I picked to save Ashley because that was his lady. That's who he was trying to woo, and I was like, bro, or the lady you want. And I'm thinking, you know, how would it, like, if I was in a situation, you know, could I live with myself? Because it's a hard situation anyway. You're killing your best friend or one of your best friends, or you kill the person that you love or like or whatever. So it's just, you're a rock and a hard place. So I was like, you know, if I save Josh, would he give me shit for saving him and not picking Ashley? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the white knight and I'm going to save Ashley. I'm sorry, Josh, but my lady comes first. So I picked Ashley.
Bree, what are your thoughts? Who did you pick?
I definitely picked to save Ashley as well. The reason I did so, a couple reasons. Josh lost his sisters, and he was basically like super depressed. And this is probably really selfish of me to say this, but like he had nothing to live for. He wasn't happy, and you know, Ashley was Chris's girl. You know, so I agree. You know, you pick the person that you love, and well, I don't know if he necessarily loved her, but that you know. You really care for, and so I picked to save Ashley because Josh was going nuts.
Okay, Barry?
Oh, mine was simple. I chose to save Ashley in a heartbeat, like, only because it brought me back to what I was saying before with the whole, you know...
Everybody drama.
Everybody had their own story, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine playing that game with you, even with there was the small little attentions with, you know, Chris kind of showing his small feelings for Ashley, and Ashley was that very shy type girl where she didn't know what she really wanted and all this other stuff. And, you know, in that moment, you just saw how scared, like when you're playing and you had to pick that, you just saw how scared she was, yo. And like Crystal said, I totally was the White Knight. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, I came in the same day. Like, when the option came up, I was like, sorry, dude, but I gotta save the girl, dog. Like, I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Don't hate me in the afterlife. But Bree brought up a good point, too. It's like, you know, this time last year, Josh lost everything. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I might be thinking of another game, but did it give it indications that, like, Josh's parents also passed away or something? So, didn't Josh didn't have his parents around anymore, and then all of a sudden, if that was true, then you're losing your parents, and then you're losing your sisters. Like, where else do you go in life? You know what I'm saying? Like, who else do you have besides your friends? So it was really selfish, probably, but I definitely saved Ashley.
I honestly don't remember if the game even mentioned the family.
I thought, like,
I remember.
I thought it said something like. I thought it was like something was said, and
wasn't it like a car accident or something?
Yeah, it was like I think it was a car accident. His parents passed away. And,
wait a minute! The answering machine.
Yeah, there was the answering machine, and like it kind of gave you a hint. And I think it was when Chris and Ashley, after the whole Ouija board incident, or before that. They're walking around the cabin, and you're playing as Chris, and you're like picking up things, and I think one of the objects was a family picture of the parents, Josh and Hannah and Beth, and I'm pretty sure like Chris was like, yeah, Josh lost his parents in a car accident, and I'm pretty sure something was said about that. So
it was definitely the answering machine, and it was before the Ouija board. It was when everybody meets for the cabin, and everybody walks up, and it was Chris that went in through the window so he could like unlock the door. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep. But it was on the answering machine. And I also remember something about, like, they were trying to sell the cabin because of the Mountain Man guy, because of him, or something. I think that pretty much covers it. I think. Who am I missing? No, wait, I'm missing you and me.
I saved Ashley. Without hesitation. I did it because I was more concerned of what would have happened to Chris's character if I didn't. Because, you know, I'm a sucker for love. So I didn't want to see like Chris's character be potentially or most likely destroyed by Ashley's demise. So I chose to save Ashley. And like Bree and Barry said, Josh wasn't really in the right mindset with losing everything. So he really didn't have much to live for. So again, we all made sound selfish, but we were thinking of what was best for the other surviving characters, you know.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, my thing was, what would Josh say to Chris if he saved him instead of Ashley? Because if he lost his 2 sisters, I already feel like another female died right beside him. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's this female that, you know, we're friends with that you let get killed, just like my sisters. So that was like one of the things that I thought about. How would Josh react to him killing Ashley?
Well, my thing with the whole situation was how you were saying, Crystal, was like, how would Josh, but like, can you imagine, like, if Chris chose to kill Ashley, and then it turns out that later on down the game, you found out that Josh was the clown?
Yeah, exactly.
And, can you imagine the hostility that's going to be going between Chris and Josh?
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, like, I'm gonna kill you now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like, and it brought up to, like, I couldn't imagine what Chris's character where it would have led him. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you just fucking killed the woman that you so-called loved, all because of you had 10 seconds to make a decision. You know. So it was really it was a difficult choice, but I mean, eventually I'm pretty sure we all chose Ashley. So
go ahead, babe.
I actually, since you guys all said Ashley, I actually chose to save Josh at first, to be honest. I forget.
Oh, you traitor.
There was something about Ashley when I first was playing where I was just like, I don't really care for her. I don't remember what it was at the moment, but later on, yes, I actually started to feel for Ashley, and I'm kind of glad now that, yes, it was a prank, but what was really interesting is, even though I chose to save Josh, it still changed tracks. Like, it would not go after Ashley. And, of course, as you guys mentioned with the whole Josh taking off the clown phase, or mask, it makes a lot of sense, because after you find out who the killer was, you see Josh, like, pretty much tell you how it all worked out. He pretty much got pig guts. He freaking, like, suited up the body with the guts and blood, and that's why it looked real. Because
dude, that was my main thing. I was like, when I saw him get cut in half, I was like, dude, the fact of the matter is that they just took that much time to put that much detail into that, make it look like somebody just got cut in half. I was like, that right there blew my mind. I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I can deal with blood and gore. But dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw that blade cut open the stuff thing, like, I literally, when I thought Josh died, I was cringing up. I was like, yo, that's a graphic fucking way to die. I was like, that had to hurt. I was like, damn, like, I mean, shit. Like, how do you explain that? Well, what happened to Josh? See, what happened was, you know, he got cut in half, like, his guts are all in the other room, like, ew, that's so weird, yo.
And he played it off so well, like...
Yes,
he did, man. I was like, yo, when I saw that blade go towards Josh, like, all I was saying was, Josh, I'm so sorry, dude. And then, like, the face he made when the blade started cutting, and his eyes bulged, I was like, dude, this is painful, dude. I was like, I started holding my stomach. I was like, thank God I'm not getting cut in half right now. Ooh, buddy, that hurt.
Now, what happens if you save Josh and not Ashley? You die?
No, it automatically, like I was trying to say, it switches the tracks automatically. So it always killed Josh no matter what.
Oh, so regardless of your decision,
it's always going to kill Josh.
I can see where they're coming from for that. Because they want you to think Josh is dead, and it turns out he's the one that's pranking everybody.
Yes.
So he wants them to think that. He wants everybody to think that he's dead.
Yes. That's why I found it really interesting that you guys all saved Ashley, so you guys wouldn't have seen that, because it automatically set up to kill him.
Well, thank God you're different from us.
Yes, thank God mine was different, so that's why I couldn't wait to share mine. But no, yeah. But to be honest, how many of you also said this when you first got to that game, and then the deep, like, voice comes and he's just like, hello, I want to play a game. And it's just like, oh man, am I playing Saw? Am I fucking here with Saw?
Are we fucking playing with Jigsaw?
I was like, dude, man, yeah, Jigsaw's in this game too. I was like, shit, this game's savage, dog. I was like, hey, where's Freddy Krueger and fucking Jason when you need them? I was like, anybody else making a guest appearance?
Right.
That was pretty cool though. Like I like that. And if I may say so, I don't know if it's one of your questions, but
it's all good. It's all good.
What was your guys' thoughts on the death totems? Like picking them up and you see them. Like personally, as me,
I thought it was cool as hell.
Personally, I felt like I was watching Final Destination. Like when that happened.
I thought it was a really cool concept though.
Like I literally I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Like the littles and every character had one when it came to that moment. Like you.
There was what 8 totems, right? If my memory served me, there was 8 death totems, right, for the 8 characters.
Yeah, but
there's one for each, I think.
But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, was there 8?
Yeah, 8.
Was there 8? Yeah, it's like 8.
Yep.
Yeah. It only showed on Death Totems. It only showed how that character would die one time, and the other way was a complete other suspense. Like you would never have expected it.
Right.
Like you only showed them one way, and it could be, and it was always a random one. Like it could, like for example, like for mine, I don't know if it was. I'm pretty sure it's the same for everyone. I think for oh shoot, where's the list? What's the black character's name? Matt. Right? Was it Matt? Like yeah. Matt for Matt's it showed Matt being hooked. I didn't know anything about the whole falling down the mountain thing.
That was the part when you were with Emily. It was after the encounter with the deer, when everything was falling down from the...
Yeah.
What was that? The watchtower, I believe.
Yeah, the watchtower one, yeah.
And
the watchtower.
So, I forget exactly how it triggered, but I think it's like you're trying to help Emily, and then you fall, and then the killer grabbed you and dragged you and then hooked you.
Yeah.
But, Chrystello, what were you trying to say when Barry was talking? I could hear you say something, but I didn't really quite hear you. So what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying the death totem. Was like every time I found that death totem, my butt clenched because I was like, oh my god, let me make the right choice because this right here can potentially help they get killed. And it'd be my luck I make the wrong choice and kill them.
Right.
So every time I saw a death totem, always my butt clenched. I was like, oh my god, please don't die.
All right, I've got a question. What was everybody's initial reaction when the Wendigo popped up in front of that viewer thing? The first time you ever saw the Wendigo and it popped right up in your damn face.
Oh, you talking about all the binoculars? I jumped like a baby back.
Yeah.
I
want to know everybody's reaction was because I fucking jumped. I was like, holy shit!
And I did. I screamed so loud on stream, man. And it creeped me the fuck out. And, like, after that part, I was like, yo.
And we got proof of this, too.
I don't know if my heart
we got
can
proof
take
of this
this
scream because it is on YouTube.
Holy shit.
What about you, Bree? How did you react?
I totally agree. It scared the hell out of me. I was not expecting that.
Well, that's awesome because I don't feel so freaking alone now. I was like, what the fuck is that?
I didn't scream, but I was just like, oh shit. Like, what?
What got me, what caused me to scream so loud was the way that my setup is I'm not sitting back playing.
You're sitting right up in the screen. I'm playing it on a game
monitor, and I'm super close to it. And I was like, oh, shit, I was 2 eyes. I'm like, oh, no, fuck you. No, fuck you.
Not only is he close up to it, but he's got the headphones on.
Why did I even buy it? I was questioning everything after that.
What about you, Chrystello?
I'm a big old puss.
I think we're all big old pusses with that part.
Except for me, I was the only one that pretty much just goes, oh shit, we got another problem.
Stuff like
Yeah, we understand, Mr. Horror.
That's right. Anybody else have any questions before we continue on?
I do.
Oh.
I have one, but I'm going to leave it in case it's one of your questions.
All right, let's hear it, Bree.
All right, Bree, go.
So what did everybody think of, like, the character play in terms of the drama? Like it seemed very petty, and I mean, granted, when I was their age, I'm sure I was that way, but like, I felt like it was just so, I don't know, I loved it. I loved the way the drama was so apparent, and like with Jessica and Emily.
It's like watching an episode of Jerry Springer.
Cabin, and then there's like enough, like, get out.
I mean, does anybody else agree? It was like an episode of Jerry Springer, and all you want to do is be like, Jerry!
Well, speaking of which...
The fact that, like, Emily was kissing
Mike.
Kissing Mike.
Yep.
And, like, all this craziness. I was like, oh my gosh, this was probably my life.
Speaking of that, Bree, what was everybody's decision when you were actually looking through that, I don't even know the correct...
The viewer?
Yeah, and then you see Emily and Mike kiss.
I was honest with Matt.
You were honest with Matt?
I was honest with Matt.
Everybody else was honest, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, I was honest with that the whole time.
Oh, yeah. She deserved it.
Oh,
Crystal?
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Crystal's the only one that was not honest, so I need to hear this. Crystal?
Because, like, I'm one of the people, I don't like drama. I stay out of it. And so I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, shit. You know, and then Matt shows up. He's like, well, what do you see? And I'm like,
played it off like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, nope, I'm not getting in this because I don't want to get between Emily and him because I couldn't stand Emily in the first place. So I wanted her to dig her own grave. So I was just like, you know what? You dig your own grave, bitch. I'm staying out of this. So I told her I didn't see anything because from personal experience of being in this kind of drama and, you know, telling people something and they get mad at you about it, I'm like, no, I'll let you find out on your own because I don't want to be in it. So I told her I didn't see anything.
I gave the bitch
I
gave the bitch a crash course.
We'll get to that in a minute, babe. Calm down. Everybody will have their take on that.
No, what I mean by that is, like, I'd rather be honest with Matt and just give the bitch, like, a crash course, like, oh, crash and burn.
Don't worry, we'll have the shining of that pretty soon. Did anybody else have anything? Or Bree, did you have anything else to what you were saying about the drama?
I got something. When she's done.
No, she's done.
What did everybody think about the therapist?
That was my question.
What was the therapist that was counseling Matt, who was wearing the clown mask for the duration, like...
You mean Josh?
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, Josh, when he was inside his mind, I guess, or whatever.
It was inside his mind, yep.
Yeah, so, what did you guys think of the therapist? Because I thought he was freaking awesome, like, spot on.
At first, I thought he was just really trying to pick our brains and, like, be really creepy. But then it turned out the fact that, like, near the end, like... When Josh was telling him, you know, that he did this and all that, you saw how his whole attitude changed to where, how are you going to treat your friends like that? They came up there for you, and you're doing this and that. It's just like everything turned out, and it panned out to where, basically the way I took it was, near the end of the game, the therapist was like, well, motherfucker, Josh, you deserve everything you have coming to you because you're a complete fucking asshole. But, like, beginning of the game, like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. What got me was the fact that the game asked you, what are you afraid of? Like, that creeped me the fuck out the most because, like, with me, I'm simple. I don't do spiders and I don't do clowns. I'm creeped out of both of them. And, you know, I just like the fact that whatever you picked, it played out. It paid out to your fears in the game, but... back to the therapist, I really did enjoy him. Like, he literally just, like, he was just there, and it was just, I thought maybe he was just, at first I found that he was really creepy, but then, like, after, like, it got deeper and deeper into the game, I kind of was like, okay, this therapist is actually, like, he's, like, starting to be kind of cool, and he's like, hey, you're a fucking asshole for treating your friends like this and that, and I'm like, I felt like, I just enjoyed him overall throughout the game, so.
I actually liked who played the therapist, because I recognized him, and I was just
dude.
no way! It's like,
when
oh
I
my
saw
god.
him in the trailer, I was like, is that who I think it is? And I looked it up online. I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like, I enjoy the movies that he's in, and I was like, dude, they picked the best therapist. Like, he by far played the best therapist.
Oh god, yeah. Chrystello, what were you going to say about the therapist, since it was going to be your question? So what were you going to say about it?
I was just going to ask, about how everyone thought about him, because, like, the therapist, I think, like, is not a non-playable character. He was my favorite, because just, he fed, we're talking about, he fed on your fears. Like, what are you scared of, snakes or roaches? Like me, I'm terrified of roaches. And having the jar of roaches on the table.
Yep.
Just throughout the game and stuff. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Are you scared of scarecrows or zombies? And then one thing I really enjoyed, the more you talk to the therapist, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the more his office deteriorated, like the more crazier Josh got, the more his office deteriorated into something more sinister. And you got to really see how his mind began to work. And I'm like, it went from a nice, lush, a fancy office to like a tour of building, and I'm like, this is really cool. The more crazier he got, the more it got, darker. So I really liked therapists who could. Yeah,
it even worked outside of his mind too, because depending on I forget which question it was, but it was definitely between the scarecrow or the clown. And during the time where I believe you're playing as Chris or somebody, I don't even remember anymore. But if you actually take the left turn instead of going to continue the story, you'll actually run into the thing that pops out of the ground, and it's either the scarecrow or the clown. It's just a dummy. It's just a dummy, but I mean, I ran into it one time, and I'm just like, now that's cool. I don't know if you guys ever ran into that.
I didn't run into it.
You ran into the crown?
I did. I ran into it. Yeah. I ran into it.
I have a question that I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if it was a clown or a zombie.
I'm pretty sure that you guys are.
Hang on, Barry.
Oh, go ahead.
What about you, Bree? What did you think of the therapist?
So at first it got on my nerves, because I was like, for me personally, I was not scared of like any of that stuff, because I'm the crazy reptile lady, and I pretty much have bugs and mice and all that stuff. So for me, I was just like, all right, like I don't know what to choose. I can't really choose because I have no fears of these. But then, like as it went, I was like, okay, so this is relevant. This makes sense, because now you're seeing these things, and the therapist was just getting kind of, in my opinion, crazy with Josh, kind of. Mm-hmm. And so at first he was annoying, and then as it kind of went on, it kind of made sense to me. And I did not know it was Josh for the longest time.
Yeah, me either.
I thought it was just him talking to, like, at first I thought it was just us as the audience. I was like, am I in I didn't sign up for a therapist. I mean, I didn't know that I was spending $60 for the game and getting a therapy section. I didn't know it. And then it turned out that you're playing as Josh the whole time, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Now, this is coming out of the game for a minute for me, but I had a situation in my life one time where me and my mother weren't getting along, and I actually had to take a therapist. And that lasted for about 3 sessions before I got told I needed to go.
I know this story.
Yeah. It lasted about 3 sessions before I got told I need to go find another therapist. Did I ever find a new one? No. But yeah, just to kind of give people a little rundown of the story, pretty much what happened was the therapist one day just decided that since nothing was working from him with me, with my mother to get along, I went in the third time pretty much like, yeah, whatever attitude. And the guy made the worst mistake by letting me ask him questions. So the 3 questions for me out of my mouth to this guy were, did he like his job? Which he said, yes, I like helping people. And I'm like, okay. Second question is, how many people would you say you actually helped? And he wasn't really sure how to answer that. So he just said, I'm not really sure how to answer that. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, the final question goes, so do you do this for the money or to actually help people? He was silent for 3 seconds, and then he told me to get out of his office.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
So I got my answer. But yeah, so as for the therapist, I actually enjoyed it. Like Bree said, though, when it came to some of the fear things, I wasn't really afraid of them, so I wasn't really sure what to pick. So I just picked whatever. Whatever they gave me first, I picked it. Whether it was snake or cockroaches, whatever. I didn't really care. The one thing, and you guys can help me out on this, possibly, unless you guys noticed it, but when it came to the choice between heights and drowning, I never really saw anything about heights or drowning.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta think about
right.
The only one I saw about
hang on.
heights was
Hang on.
the part.
Crystal's saying something.
Oh, go ahead, Crystal.
The only thing about the heights would be like when you're in the watchtower, when it's falling.
Yeah.
I can see that being a part of the fear. Like when Matt and Emily are like scaling the side of the wall and stuff like that, and they almost fall at one point, I can see that being a part of fear of heights. Because I couldn't do that. I couldn't get to the side of that because I'm terrified of heights. Drowning, not so much. I can kind of swim. But heights, I'm terrified of. So being up on that thing and it's starting to come down and you're hanging by like railings and stuff,
yeah,
it was so realistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is realistic. The drowning one, though, I mean, I didn't really see... I don't know. I just felt like the drowning one didn't really have any, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, acknowledgement, I guess for lack of a better word. Like, I just felt like if you pick drowning, I don't really know what it was supposed to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe, I could be going on a limb, but when you were with Matt and Josh is it Matt and Sam or Matt and Josh when you're treading through the water and the Wendigo is in that water and he yanks one of them down real fast? I guess he could go with that.
Maybe.
I don't know if y'all remember that part.
Yeah.
The windmill or the water mill.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I was actually kind of on edge in that part.
Yeah.
That's one thing I could think of the drowning would go with.
Yeah, that would make sense. Cause yeah, for the longest time I would like, I don't understand the drowning in heights really. Like, if it's supposed to like affect your game somehow, I definitely was not seeing the drowning that good. But
it wasn't really played out as good as the other ones.
Right.
So that's just my opinion. That could be wrong, but that's one I can base it on.
Right. Let's see here. Barry, you were saying something like a second ago.
No, I agree with Crystal and everything, except for my part when it came to the drowning. Like my only, like the heights was what you were saying was with the whole, when you were in the watchtower thing. Like it just looked so realistic. Like that's where I thought maybe Are You Afraid of Heights? But the drowning I took of two things. One was when you're in the water, of course. But the other one was when you're playing as Josh, and you're playing as Josh, and you're inside of his mind and everything, and you saw how things were getting really, really deep, and you felt like it was going deeper and deeper and deeper. Like I could picture the whole. Maybe it wasn't physically drowning in water, but you were drowning in your own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like you were drowning yourself into your thoughts, and you just like you didn't see any way of coming to the surface or snapping back to reality. That's where I took drowning in that aspect. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it wasn't like you said. It wasn't really nothing made. It didn't for that one. It wasn't like it wasn't out there like it wasn't like one of the characters died by falling into the water, hitting their head and drowning to death. You know what I mean, or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like that, or getting dragged under the water and dying that way. It wasn't nothing like that. So, I mean, that one kind of didn't make sense to me, but.
So back on what Crystal was saying about how every time you visited the therapist and chose something, his office would like disintegrate or whatever. That reminded me of the part where right before you find out he'd been talking to the quote unquote killer, and this is before you even knew like it was Josh, but I believe it was this part, but it was when you could choose between gore, if you were afraid of gore or something else that was stupid. But if you picked gore, the therapist, like when you saw the therapist again, he would be bleeding from the head when he was yelling at Josh, even though you couldn't tell it was Josh because he was still wearing the mask. But when he turned around, his face was all freaking bloody. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
No, I never saw that.
I don't think I saw that. Because I didn't pick gore.
What'd you say, Crystal?
I think I did that on my second playthrough. The first time I didn't. The second time I picked gore, and his face was bloody and stuff. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorites, just because of the way they did that. Babe, how about you? Did you ever see the blood on the therapist's face? Or what did you see? Did you see him just have a normal face? Do you remember?
Yeah, I just remember him having a normal face. Like, I never really saw the blood. I, like Crystal mentioned, like, as, like, it went on with Josh's mind deteriorating, so did the therapist's office, and everything was going dark. That's all I really noticed was, like, everything going darker as it went on. I didn't notice blood.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any questions before we move on?
We can go on.
Okay, we can. Okay. The next one would be everyone survives. So when you first played, did you have everybody survive, or who did you have survive? Let's go with that. So Barry, once again, you start this off, and then we'll go to Crystal and then Bree. So Barry.
So the question is, who survived for me?
Yeah, who survived when you first played until dawn?
Oh, everybody survived except for, this is surprising. Everybody survived except for Matt and Sam at the end. Because
really?
Yes, because when Matt didn't get hooked for me. Matt fell off the cliff and died for me because when you had to hit that button, I accidentally hit circle instead of fucking square, and he died on that one. And the one for me at the end was when my hands were so sweaty from playing and how intense it was. When Sam was, don't breathe, don't do nothing to the thing, my controller slipped out of my hand and dropped, and fucking Sam died. I was like, that's some bullshit. That's the only two people that died for me throughout that whole game. Everybody else survived for me. Even Emily. Emily survived for me.
What?
Emily survived. I didn't kill Emily. I didn't because...
Savage.
I didn't kill Emily because, at first I was thinking, she's a bitch, you know what I mean? Like, she just, she just needs to go. But then, like, I guess after the whole, she fell and she lost Matt, like, they separated. She, like, in that tunnel where even when she found, like, Beth's head and all that stuff, like, you saw how emotionally scared she was. And I guess I kind of fell into that, and I was like, okay, well, maybe she's just really fucking scared now. She just kind of just wants to go the fuck home, and she just wants to survive the thing. So I kind of felt gullible for that one. And I didn't kill her off. But surprisingly, the one person I wanted to fucking kill, and this is probably going to kill y'all, but I hated fucking Jessica. Y'all hate Emily, I hated Jessica. I fucking hated that bitch. Like, every time it showed her as a character, like, I just felt like she thought she was Miss Preppy. She thought she was Miss, oh, I'm the most important person here. Fuck all the rest of you guys. Mike's my man, and if you don't like him, y'all can kiss my ass, blah, 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 and all this shit. That's personally who I fucking hate the most, but...
Barry, save your death ones until, like, the final question, because that is the final question.
Well, you got me deep into who survived and everything, so I guess I kind of just...
Yep, it's all good. But, yes, that is the final question I'm going to be asking you about killing everybody. But, is that it for surviving, though?
Yeah, I would say, for surviving.
All right, so, Chrystello, who did you have survive with you on the first playthrough?
My first playthrough, I think everyone besides Jessica and there's somebody else I think that got Josh. Apparently you can save Josh. I don't know how to save him. Someone said that you can let Josh live at the end of the game, but the only two people that didn't survive was Josh and Jessica my first time.
You can save Josh. So, Chrystello, do you remember near the end when you're Sam and I think you're also with Mike? I think Mike's with you when you're looking for Josh and you gotta go through the water. You remember that part?
Uh-huh. I remember that part.
Okay, so when you first head into the water, instead of continuing where you're supposed to go all the way over to, like, the left. And then that is kind of what Barry was saying, but a little bit, but not really. But if you go all the way over to the left and climb up the little ledge thing, I'm gonna say, there's actually a diary of Hannah. Because spoiler alert, Hannah survived the fall, and she was able to write her experience about surviving the fall, but by day. But if you read that, Chrystello, that diary, it mentions Hannah eating Beth because she couldn't, like, you know, she couldn't live without eating, so she ate her own sister, with giving her a somewhat proper burial with what Barry was saying about finding Beth's head, which we'll get to in a minute, Barry, because that was really cool. But yeah, Chrystello, that's the way to save Josh. You just got to read that journal.
Okay, see, I never saved him. I always thought he had... I mean, someone said you can save him, but both my playthroughs, he died. But Jessica died the first time because, I mean, for me, some of the real-time moments, like the buttons, I would hit the wrong ones.
And that's normal.
Jessica ended up falling down the shaft, so he was the only one that died besides Josh in my first playthrough. I saved Emily. This, not because I liked her, because I wanted to try to save everyone to get the freaking trophy.
Right.
That was it. I didn't care about Emily. If I was like, alright, if I save her, I get the trophy. Stand the bitch, but I want my trophy. So I let her live.
Bree, so who did you have survive with you the first time?
So, I feel like almost everybody died.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure, from what I remember, my first playthrough, Sam and Mike were the only two that survived. And I think that was it.
That was it, you think?
Yeah, and maybe Josh.
You think you read the journal that I was just talking about with Chrystello?
Yeah, because wasn't the journal, like, near the water?
Yeah, it was out of the water, but you had to
Yeah.
enter the water at first, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so you possibly had like 2 or 3 people from your memory. Tessa, how many did you have survive with you?
I had everybody but Jessica, Emily, and Mike survived. Everybody else survived but those 3. I flat out killed Emily. Bitch had it coming. Bitch had it coming. I flat out killed her. But Jessica, I didn't mean for her to die. I was actually trying to save her. But I fucked up in the mashing button sequence, trying to get, Mike to her, and I fucked up and fell in the creek, and that split second of me falling in the creek is what killed her. If I hadn't, fallen in, I could have saved her, but, I think, Mike was unintentional too. The fucking don't move.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit fucked me up. I was like, oh, son of a bitch!
That's what I'm saying. Like, that thing is really way too sensitive.
Way too touchy.
Way too sensitive.
But the only one that I flat out wholeheartedly admit that I killed was Emily. Everybody else was an accident.
I remember Sam and Mike living on my playthrough. Somehow the controller was working for me at that final part, but Ashley and Chris actually survived with me as well. Everybody else died. Whoops.
Sam almost died on mine. I was like,
I don't remember how Matt died for me though. It was either with the deer scene or the watchtower. I really don't even remember anymore. It's been so long, and like I played the game numerous times, so it's definitely hard to remember. But I do remember like Sam, Mike, Ashley, and who was the other one I said? Sam, Mike, Ashley, and Chris survived. That was the first time. Yeah, I definitely shot Emily, I think, the first time. I did not like her at all. I shot her the first time just because she got bit or whatever it was. And then, of course, I'm thinking of zombie apocalypse, so I'm thinking, oh, shit, she got bit, she's gonna fucking turn. But who the hell knows where the wind to go, so, I mean, I might as well shoot her just to be on the safe side. Then you find out, after you kill her from Ashley, with exactly, babe, what you're motioning, you find out from Ashley, reading the fucking book, that, oh, you're not gonna turn by getting bit by the Wendigo.
I did the same fucking thing. After I shot her, I saw the book and saw that she wasn't gonna turn because she got bit, and I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, whatever. I did it. I shot her. Whatever. Yeah, that's who I remember being saved anyway. So, before the final question, which everybody should know what the final question's gonna be, and if not, then, oh, God. So does anybody else have any other questions before we move to the final question?
I do.
Oh. What is it, Barry?
My question to you guys is, what was y'all's thoughts when Jessica got dragged through the window?
Oh, I had a feeling.
Cabin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the cabin when her and Mike were about to get a little bounce. Wow.
Wow.
I had a feeling something was coming because when she went to the back room after her cell phone was thrown through the window, which we didn't know what it was at the time, but when we went back to the room to examine the noise, and she found her cell phone, and I was like, okay, something's coming. Something is fucking coming. And you walk back out into the frickin' like living room, and it's all like eerie music and shit, and you're like, okay, something's coming. And then she gets over by the door, and it zooms in, and it's like, oh, shit.
Like, I just thought it was funny that, like, her and Mike are in this very intense sexual moment, and then all of a sudden, like, she keeps hearing all these noises outside, and she thinks it's everybody else fucking pulling a prank on her. I just love the fact that she's a dumbass for going outside. Well, I'm gonna fuck Mike, and there's nothing you all can do about it. If y'all wanna watch, blah, 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 and on and on. And next thing you know, she shuts the door, and something is said to Mike, and then all of a sudden it zooms in, and she's being dragged through a thing. When I saw her get dragged through it, I was like, that bitch is dead. She's dead.
Well, of course you were super excited about it. You didn't like the bitch in the first place.
Yeah.
When that happened, I was really excited. Like, I literally was like a little kid on Christmas. Like, yeah, she's dead, finally. And then it shows Mike. Oh, fuck, I gotta get Jessica. Grab a rifle on us. And I'm like, no, she's dead. Just accept it, Mike. Just accept it. Please don't make me have to go and save this bitch. I was like, and then when it turned out she was alive, I was like, fuck, man. Damn it.
So you actually got there in time to save
her,
than rather kill her.
Yeah, the one person that he didn't want to save, he ended up
saving.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was there in time to save her.
Now, tell me again, Barry, did you save Jessica at the end? I forgot.
I didn't. I guess with hers was don't move, and I didn't think I was close to the end. But I guess it was don't move. I thought maybe there was going to be another option to kill her. But when it turned out that I did the don't move, and it turned out that she survived, I was kind of fucking pissed off. That I was kind of like, I was like, oh damn it, I was hoping to kill her. But yeah, I did save her, unfortunately, with the whole don't move thing. So it sucked, but it was whatever.
Well, before other people answer your thing about the whole Jessica being dragged through the window, I just want to say one other thing, which what you all probably noticed, but Jessica was really the only freaking character where if you saved her in time, you didn't see her until the freaking end. So
I noticed that. I noticed that. I noticed that because I was watching other people play it, and I know that if you didn't save her, because I know if you didn't save her, her jaw was ripped open or something, right? But then if you did save her, wasn't it if you did get to her in time, the elevator fell and you thought that she died, right? Right. Yeah, and then you didn't see her until the end of the game, near the end of the game. So it's either way, when I saved her, I thought when she fell through the elevator, I thought she was dead. I was like, yeah, she's dead. And then, like I said, it popped up again. I was like, you're still alive? Fuck, yo, being drawn through a window and dropped down the elevator shaft. What the fuck do I have to do to kill your ass? Damn,
which at the final scene, she's getting chased by a Wendigo.
I was like, oh my god, this bitch is fucking Superwoman. She can survive everything.
Right?
Apparently, fuck me, dude.
The only thing I just wish is that they showed what Jessica was doing throughout the, 20 some odd chapters before you saw her again.
Yeah.
That bitch had to be, getting stalked or something down there. So I kind of wish that's probably, because that's actually another thing I should be quiet about, because that'll be another question that I'm going to ask. But yeah, that was one thing I found to be, annoying. You didn't fill in the gap of what happened. But anyway, Bree, so yeah, what did you think of the whole Jessica being ripped out of the window?
I thought she was getting on my nerves, and it was okay. She, the fact that she was, screaming, we're gonna fuck, all this stuff, I was just like, oh my god, just shut up and either do it or just stop, die. So when that happened, I was like, oh shit, what's next? And, she died for me, because it was an accident. I certainly didn't mean to. I tried to keep everybody alive, minus one. I thought it was what's happening next. And so I really kind of liked that part because it really kind of made me like, oh no, what do I do? How do I help her? Is she going to die? Or is there something I can do to save her? And so I like that part where, you kind of had to guess, is this it? Is she dead? Or is there something I can do to save her? So I thought that was kind of cool.
So what did you think when Mike grabbed the rifle and you were chasing after her? What did you think of that? And did you make it in time?
I totally thought that he was going to die. Find her. And turns out, for me, he didn't. But I mean, he's a little bit of a bitch. And that was kind of annoying, actually, that he was such a scaredy cat, and, he's supposed to be this, macho man, and he was not.
I personally, I don't know if everybody else, but before Paul asked his final question, this was another thing that's been kind of dragging up for me, but we all chose to save Ashley, but what was your guys' thoughts with the whole Chris and Ashley sitting across from one another having to choose? Do you either shoot Ashley in the face or do you choose to kill yourself?
Okay, I'm going to hold you right there, Barry, because Chrystello didn't get a chance to...
she didn't answer? Okay.
Yeah, she didn't get a chance to answer the ripped out the window, but yeah, that is a good question. So, Chrystello, what are your thoughts on Jessica getting ripped out the window, and did you save her or did you not save her the first time?
Well, unlike everyone else, I was like, God, she's an immature little bitch. I mean, who is going to go outside the cabin and yell, I'm about to fuck this dude? I mean, I was like, all right, come on, you bimbo. Let's do what you got to do and get it over with. Second, when she gets yanked through the window, I go, physics. She's going to get killed simply from being yanked through this window like this. Because my big old butt getting yanked through this window would have broke a neck or had my back get broken. Because my big old butt couldn't fit through that window like that. So I'm thinking, all right, we're getting pulled through this window. This is going to kill her right here. And then she lived through it. So I was just like, golly. So when Mike grabbed the rifle, I'm thinking, oh, well, here we go. We're about to go try to save her. And unfortunately, with the real time, like I said, with the buttons, I didn't get to save her in time. I think I fell like twice. And so she got killed. The second time she lived, but the first time she did not. But I kind of wanted... I didn't like Emily. Jessica was like my second least favorite character, but I liked her a little more than Emily. But yeah, I thought she was going to get killed automatically getting jerked out that window like that.
Yeah, you figured at the tight window and the way she got dragged out, it just like,
I personally thought she was dead from hearing the neck snap. Like, you heard, like, the bones crack, like, of her getting dragged through. I was like, when I heard her, like, they grabbed her by her head and yanked her back, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, maybe if y'all didn't hear it, but I'm pretty sure I heard, like, bones cracking. Like, I thought maybe her neck was snapped, and I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, that's why I thought she was dead when she got drawn through the window. That was just me.
I didn't think she was going to make it.
I was like, damn.
So, before we go to your question, Barry, of course, you guys pretty much said my thoughts on the whole ripping out the window thing, which is just like, oh shit, she dead. And then when Mike started chasing her, I was like, really? And of course, I saved her the first time. Because that's how I found out, oh, she's at the very end? Like, what the fuck? But I'm going to take this question up a notch, and this is going to be funny, pretty much. So I can't wait to hear all your reaction. But the first time when Mike and Jessica are getting kinky in the cabin, how far did you guys actually get Jessica's clothes off? Did you even get it off? Or did you see the bra and panties? Or did you just see the fucking pants? Or shirt.
Got her down to the pants and the shirt. And barefoot.
Down to pants. No, I think I may have got down for her panties. I think. It's been so long ago. I think I got down for her bra and panties.
Bra and panties? Yeah, I definitely got her for the bra and panties. Barry, what were you going to say?
I got her down to the bras and panties until, like, And I'm so glad it stopped there because I had a lot of people in my stream that night that I played, and like the chat was flooding. What the chat was flooding was like Pornhub, some titties. Can I see some titties? And it's like, yo, Jessica's about to show her body parts to people. Like, it was just get frisky, and all of a sudden, like yeah. So and then she ran outside for me in her bra and panties, and I just thought it was funny that. Like, I thought it was great that I was able to just, like, kind of disappoint my whole viewers with the whole, oh, boy, you ain't seeing titties tonight, guys. The bitch is dead. Whoop, whoop, oh, well. Oh, well. So, yeah, I got her down personally to her bra and panties.
Nice.
That was it.
Bree, how about you? You remember?
Yeah, she had her clothes on.
Yeah, she had her clothes on.
Yeah, she had her clothes on.
She's a good old wholesome girl.
She was fully clothed. If anything, I know she had her pants on. She may have had a bra and that's it, but I'm pretty sure she was fully clothed.
Nice.
More than what I had.
Yeah, exactly. More than what I had.
Bouncing to wow wow.
Despite not liking the bitch, you really wanted to get him in there, didn't you?
Look, I hated the bitch, man, but you know, I felt for my homeboy Mike, man. I was like, you need to get some action, bro. You need to get something.
Yeah. All right.
Something.
Right. So back to your question, Barry, about the whole when you had Christian and Ashley having Chris to choose between shooting himself or Ashley. You were mentioning that.
Yeah, I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts about, you know, because it brought up to the whole situation, what we were talking about before, with the whole, love, you know what I mean? With Crystal was saying, Chris was, Ashley's knight in shining armor, of saving her. And then it's just like you get slapped with everything that you're going through, and, then all of a sudden you get slapped with this. It's like you have to make this decision. And I just wanted to know what's everybody's thoughts. Like, did anybody, with all your plays through, did you guys choose to shoot Ashley? Did you guys choose to shoot yourself? Like, how did all that pan out, and what was your thoughts about it? That was my question.
Well, I'm going to say right now, when I first got to that part, I actually pointed the gun to Ashley, which after I did that, I didn't realize that once you point the gun at her, she's gonna fucking hate you. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. But even though I still chose to shoot myself, the consequences pretty much, happened later on. Yeah. That's what happened with me.
I chose to shoot myself because I would rather protect her and give my life instead of taking hers.
What about you, Crystal?
Once again, I'm a big hopeless romantic. I really am. I thought, I saved her the first time between her and Josh. I'd rather her live than me. I mean, right. If one of us has to live, I'm going to shoot myself. She needs to live more than I do. And I couldn't be, even in real life, if someone told me, shoot yourself or shoot someone you care about to live, I'd shoot myself. I'm just not a selfish person. Right. Well, sometimes I'm not. Right. But, so I was like, I'm just going to take this one and I'm going to save her. So I shot myself.
Right. What about you, Brie? You shot yourself? Okay. I can see that. Yeah, I definitely, I didn't hesitate. I didn't hesitate at all. I definitely shot myself. As what you were saying, Crystal, was the whole, that's me. I'm like a hopeless romantic too. I was like, the love story was lasting this long. Why break it up now? You know what I mean? And I didn't ever at that time, and Paul, bringing up what you were saying was, I didn't even know about it until I was watching somebody stream, and they actually chose to point the gun at Ashley, and they did the same thing like you did. You pointed the gun at Ashley, but you chose to shoot yourself. Like, I didn't know that, the whole...
That triggered the bad thing, yeah.
Exactly, it triggered it. Like, I just really... When he said, oh, pick it, I, literally was like, well... And you saw, even when, you were holding the gun up to your head, you see how emotional Ashley was? Like, no, Chris, don't do it, no, don't do it. No, she's like so emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I gotta do it, girl. You're gonna live. And then boom, and like, I chose myself. But dude, man, when I saw that, when I was watching somebody's stream and they chose to point the gun at her, and then like, I just like the fact that when Chris was stuck outside, you just saw Ashley like. She saw that, it flashed back to it, and then all of a sudden she walked away, and Chris gets fucked up right then and there, and I'm like, damn. I was like, I didn't know you felt that way.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Did everybody get a chance to answer that question? Bree, you answered it, right?
Yeah, I answered.
Okay.
I chose to shoot myself than shoot Ashley because I'd rather sacrifice myself than for someone I love or care about than kill something.
And that's normal. Them. Yeah.
It'd be the same situation if it came down to like Paul and I sitting across from each other. I'd shoot myself before I'd shoot him. I would sacrifice myself.
And I would do the same thing.
I think that's what I like about it. It plays on your morals too. Like it makes you see how you'd actually react to something like that.
Yeah, it puts you in the player's. It puts you in the character's seat. And
it puts you in the spot, pretty much. Like, what would you do if you were in this situation, pretty much?
I could definitely tell you that Until Dawn definitely had me. That's the most I've ever, like, had to think in a situation-wise, like, playing a game, I think, when it came to choices being made, like, and, like, the whole, the smallest little decisions that you make affect you either in a major way or a small way. Like, it was just really, like I said before, the game definitely had me on my seat the whole time, like, on the edge of my seat. Like, it definitely blew my mind, so.
All right.
I do have a question, but I'm going to wait to the end because it kind of goes to the end of the game, so I'll wait.
Well, you probably already know, Krista, what my final question is going to be, so I'm going to have you shoot your question.
Okay, well, how did you guys maybe it was just me, but how did you guys like how the characters, like, grew up, like, developed at the end? Like, they were all prissy and high maintenance and all that at the beginning, but as you watch at the end, their whole demeanors had changed. Like, it's like they grew up, in a way. Like, their whole mindset had changed. At least in my opinion, like, Emily. Emily was this prissy bitch the first beginning of the game, and at the end, she was more, I guess, adult-like about it. Like, I guess I don't know. To me, it felt like they changed. Their whole attitude changed. Like, they grew up. They wasn't like the teens that came there in the beginning, and in the end, they was a whole different person. I mean, did y'all pick up on that, or was it just me? I mean, how did y'all feel about that?
Well, personally, I think, what you were saying, it came to the whole, everybody had their whole, they came into the cabin with their whole high school attitude, right? And then
they left being like a grown adult.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, they thought that they were on top of the world, and they had their own, they brought the problems to the whole cabin and all this other stuff. But as the game developed and near the end of the game, as them seeing who they lost and the choices that they've had to make and the sacrifices that they've had to done, and and everything they've been through, it definitely, like you said, changed their whole attitude. And it's just like they kind of learned to appreciate one another, in my opinion, more. And I felt like they kind of were at the beginning of the game, they were just bickering with one another, but at the end of the game, they were kind of like coming closer together and like, okay, we all just kind of, whoever made it out, and they kind of, it definitely
it showed them evolving, is what I'm going to say. Like, you definitely see, like, as you were saying, Chrystello, they had the whole high school attitude. And then near the end, they definitely changed because kind of like with the whole, like, okay, the first story was, spoiler alert again, Josh pretty much pranking everybody. He pretty much set up this entire fucking, if I may say, game to pretty much get revenge on what happened to his sisters. And then you get the second story, which is the Native American myth of the Wendigos haunting, crawling around the mountain because somebody ate human flesh on, like, Native American ground or something like that. I forget exactly how the myth goes, but the only, and this is going to be another question that I have at the end too, but the only other complaint that I have about Until Dawn is that I really wish they took the Wendigos as, like, the real mythology behind the Native American myth, which is like a deer head face with horns, but with, like, a weird ass body.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that it, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, what we got in the game was like unnerving or nerving. But I just kind of wish, like, if they're gonna go with, like, something realistic, then they should have gone with, like, what the Native Americans really portray as the Wendigos, which is like a deer head with horns. And help me out, babe. I remember you were here, seeing it with me. It was like a fur body or something.
It was kind of like a mix between part dog and part deer. The head was more like a deer, and the body was like a dog. Was more like a dog, like a wolf.
Okay. Which the wolf brings to my next question. Once everybody gets a say on this about the whole Christian Ashley thing, if everybody has. With Brie, I don't think you have, right? I don't think I remember you saying anything. About the Christian Ashley. Are you guys there?
I'm here.
Okay. So yeah, Brie, did you have, did you say anything about the whole Christian Ashley thing? About the gunpoint? Yeah. Okay. You're getting a little bit quiet, by the way.
Yeah, you sound a little, like, muffled.
Yeah, your mic sounds a little, like, low.
Uh-oh. We may have lost Brie.
Or maybe she's trying to replug her mic in.
Maybe. Well, anyway, we'll continue on. So, because she can hear us, and hopefully she gets her situation figured out. If not, then we apologize, Brie, but at least you got to hang out with us. So, about the Wendigo thing, the wolf part, when Mike goes into that abandoned building with the, what is that? The Mountain Man, I think?
Yeah. He went in there with the Mountain Man.
Yeah, at the asylum. So, how did you guys save the wolf? That's my next question.
I did.
I did as well.
I did as well.
Because I love wolves.
I did. Yeah. You made sure, like, you better save the wolf.
Yeah.
Wolves are my favorite animal. There was no way in hell I would.
Oh, yeah, he got on me about that, too. He's like, babe, you better save the wolf. Just saying. I was like, I already planned to, babe. And he's like, well, you gotta do this, and you gotta do this, and make sure you do this. Otherwise, you won't. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I made sure she was saving them.
Yay!
Yay! Breed back! Oh, yeah!
Sorry, guys. My mic gave me some trouble there.
Like you went poof.
So, Bree, did you hear what we were talking about?
No, I'm sorry.
So we're talking about the part when Mike goes into the asylum and sees the Mountain Man with the wolf. So the question I was asking is, did you save the wolf?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I befriended him and saved him. I got
I
him
definitely
to.
sa- I
You gave
definitely
him the
saved
bone.
him.
Yeah, I definitely saved
tried
him.
to save him. Didn't he die though in the end?
No.
No, you could save
You can
him.
save him or you can have him killed. It depends on...
Depends on what you do, your actions.
Yeah.
Well, because I love animals, I'm pretty sure I.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose her again?
Did she cut out
Oh,
again?
damn.
I think her mic's messed up again.
I
Can
think
y'all
so.
not hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
we can hear you.
Oh, that's so weird. I don't know what's happening. But anyways, because I love animals, I'm sure I did to try to keep that thing alive.
So yeah,
That little wolf was so cute.
even though you're kind of
Oh, yeah,
cutting
yeah.
out, which is weird, but yeah. So what you're saying is you did do your best to save the wolf. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So does anybody else have anything to say, right? Question wise, before. I mean, I'm letting you guys ask anything. I mean, it's just not just me; it's you guys too. Don't feel like you can't ask anything because you guys can. You guys also have the freedom.
I pretty much answered. You guys pretty much answered all my questions.
Chrystello, oh, go ahead,
What did you
Chrystello.
guys think about the miners turning into the Wendigos? Like when you go into the asylum and all the Wendigos are like locked up
Oh
in the
yeah,
cells and
the
stuff like
prisoners.
Oh, yeah, true.
that. The prisoners.
Okay, so
That was
I'll
pretty
start
cool. I
this
like that.
one. Yeah, I'll start this one. So I'm trying to remember the part exactly, but I remember it's Mike when you're in the asylum and you gotta go down, like on the screen wise, you need to go down the hallway instead of coming towards the screen, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But if you actually come toward the screen, you're going to wind up into either one or two different rooms. I can't exactly remember. So anybody listening to this podcast, if you know this answer, please feel free to comment. But I do remember that if you come toward the screen, there is one room, maybe two, where you can actually, like, watch this old, like, videotape of how a Wendigo is made or some shit. And that's pretty fucked up what they did. Like, they pretty much, like, experimented on the prisoners or soldiers, like Chrystello was saying. It was really, really interesting because it was like a documented video showing, like, day 1 to day 30, we'll say. Where, like, day 1 is when they ejected, day 10 is when you start to see a weird change, and then day 30 is, like, when you see them crawling on the fucking wall. Like, it was really cool how the game did
I
that.
saw that. I know, yeah, it took me a second to realize that,
That
but
was
yeah,
the
I saw
miners,
that.
I think, though.
Yeah, the miners,
Like
yeah.
the ones that.
I was
watched
gonna say
that video.
that
It
was
was
the
fucked
miners,
up.
right? Like that they
Yeah, it was the miners.
that
They
they
got
like
trapped.
Yeah, they got trapped, what Chrystello was saying. Yeah, do you remember, Chrystello, how the miners got trapped? I'm trying to remember that.
I wanted to say when they were down there in that mine, I think when the caves collapsed on them, and they were down there for a certain amount of days, and until they got evacuated. But like they were talking about how some of them were going crazy, so that's why they stuck them into that asylum, and then they started to change. They were down there for a couple of days before they got saved, and I think they started eating each other, and then because
That's
they
what
ate
made
each
them
other, they started to change the Wendigos.
Yeah. Bree,
But
did
yeah,
you
it's
ever
fucked
see
up.
that?
No, I never saw that part.
And Tessa, did you see that? What we were just talking about, or what I was talking about that room where you can see the videotape before you continue on with the story?
No, I
Okay.
did not see that.
Okay, so yeah, that wraps that question up. Anybody else have any other questions before we continue?
nope. I'm good.
Okay. Let's see. So before the final one, well, this kind of ties into the final one, but we'll make this one a little bit interesting. But did anybody, I'm trying to remember the part exactly. It was when everybody got together for the last time when they were going, getting the manhole open to go, to climb down. And then during that part, Ashley hears what seems to be somebody calling for help.
She thinks it's Jessica.
Or you think it was
I remember
Jessica?
that part.
I'm
Oh, yeah,
pretty
I know
sure it was
it's- yeah.
Ashley.
Just to yell for help.
Yeah, I know exactly part where it came up with the option with to either go investigate it or to follow the group.
Yep, that's the part.
Yeah, I chose to follow the group. I wasn't gonna go wander off by myself and fucking hear anything.
Yeah, I definitely
Investigate.
followed the
Oh,
group
yeah.
the first time.
Not a chance.
And then I didn't know. I thought maybe you just kind of led like somewhere else. But when I watched somebody else play it, like I found out that if you would have followed the noise, it was secretly a Wendigo trying to pull you in,
Yeah.
and it killed you.
Yep.
Like that's how.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I ignored that.
You ignored it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'm going to the
I'm
other
like,
group.
nope.
No way, no
I was
way.
like,
my ass
I'm
is
going
gonna
away
follow
from the
that damn
source of
thing.
the noise.
Nope.
Yeah, see, so
My
if,
second playthrough, I went to it in my second playthrough.
yeah, I did too on my second one, which I find out there's like quite a few collectibles, which you guys don't have to interact with the door either where the Wendigo is. You can literally just ignore the Wendigo and just keep on going to keep Ashley alive while getting the collectibles. I'm just throwing it out there too.
Yeah, that Wendigo, even if you were to interact with the door, dude, the Wendigo literally opens the door and, literally just fucking rips your head off, or does whatever it does. Like, it's fast as all get out,
I want to
was
say
like-
it ripped your head off. I honestly don't even remember anymore. But yeah, I remember you go to interact with, the trap door or whatever, and then the Wendigo just pops out. And he's just like, hey, I'm going to fucking kill you. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's her head, I was watching the thing, and, if you notice, she, I don't know if he slits her throat and cuts her head off, in a really quick motion, or if he just rips it off, but I know that when you interact with it, the last thing it shows is her head decapitated.
Okay, so he does something to it, we'll just say.
Mm-hmm.
But, so before I continue to the last question, does anybody have anything else? I want to make sure we cover pretty much anything in this.
Good.
Bree, you have anything? Can you think of anything? No? That we may not have covered before my final question?
Well, one thing, it's just the comment, it's not really a question, but I thought it was really interesting when Mike and Jessica were in the cabin, and how it turns out that she was actually a virgin. After all that talk,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
she was a virgin.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
It came up. Yeah, it came up, and she literally was... It was brought up, and yeah, it turned out she was a virgin. I remember that totally blew my mind. I was like, really? Somebody
too.
like you?
Yeah,
I was
the
like,
amount
really?
of trash that came out of the mouth is just like, really?
Yeah.
I was like, for being a virgin, you got a very filthy mouth.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, I did notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I coming from this person who's talking about how her and Mike are gonna fuck, and then it's like, oh, but I'm a virgin.
But I'm a virgin. I'm gonna lose my fucking virginity in a cabin.
In a cabin.
That's why she wanted to do it so bad. That's why she was like, I'm gonna fuck him. She was ready for that D. Super ready.
That's right. I'm gonna fuck Mike. And you can watch all you want. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, my God. Yeah, that part. Oh, my God. No wonder why the Wendigo ripped her out of the window. She wanted her to shut up.
Right.
I wanted her to shut up.
I actually got a comment, kind of like Bree, but I just liked it. Bring it back to the character aspects of it. I just liked it. I'm pretty sure you all have noticed it, but you guys noticed how, everybody had their own drama, but did you notice that, Sam was the only one that didn't have drama? Sam was just an innocent girl who was just very quiet, who just kind of, even when everything was kind of getting hectic, she was scared, of course, when things were getting hectic, but throughout the whole thing, she's kind of just okay, you guys are just kind of doing your own thing, I don't really want to be a part of it. She was very,
It's because she wasn't sleeping with anybody.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, probably. But you just noticed that she was like out of everybody else, she was a very mellow character, like throughout the whole thing.
Well,
she was like at the end, she was a completely strong character. She like literally,
she was the leader, pretty much.
Fucking,
that's the way I felt she was. She was like the lead character.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was definitely the lead character throughout the whole thing.
Like, I felt bad for her being there because even in the beginning, like, the story, they tell you about Beth and Hannah, she was the only one that did not want to be a part of that prank. Like, she was like, guys, come on, let's not do this. And I kind of felt bad that she got drugged into this situation because she didn't deserve it. She was no part of the prank. I mean, she could have, told Beth and Hannah before, but, I mean, she did try to stop them. She didn't want no part in that prank. And then, that happened and she got drugged into this clusterfuck of what happened a year later. So I did feel bad for her on that part.
Agreed.
I actually got one more question. It's kind of a two-part question, Paul, and this is for you. This is for you and anybody who wants to answer it. But how did you think? How was your reaction to when Josh was? I think didn't you guys? It was when you had to go rescue Josh or something, and he was killed by his sister in the water.
Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm sorry. Anybody that's listening to the podcast, you haven't played this game, it's a spoiler alert. I'm sorry. What was your thoughts of it? Like, I totally did not think that was Hannah. Like I didn't think and I thought it really blew my mind when they brought the whole tattoo of the butterfly on her right arm. Like
that was such an amazing piece. When
how does it feel? Like you're pulling this prank on everybody, but at the end of the day, you get killed.
You get killed by your own sister.
Mm-hmm. Before he get killed, didn't he he kind of knew it was his sister, right? Like he kind of led to where.
Well, I think the sister knew who he was. I'm positive, possibly. I'm gonna say yes. That's why they showed the tattoo, but I'm pretty sure Josh knew who it was. But I actually was reading that, like I was telling Chrystello earlier about how to save Josh. I think it takes place because if you don't read the notebook about Hannah eating Beth, which we need to get into that, Barry. So maybe that should be the next question. But
yeah, that was part 2 of my question too.
Okay, so let me finish up this one. So if you did not read the notebook about Hannah eating Beth, supposedly from what I've understood and read, and from what I've gathered too by playing the game, is Hannah doesn't recognize Josh, so she kills him. That's why she kills him. But if you read the notebook, Hannah recognizes Josh, and that's why he gets dragged away.
Yeah, he gets dragged away, and then after the game's beat, it shows Josh turning into a Wendigo.
Yep. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Like Josh turning into a Wendigo?
I personally read it. I personally played it twice, and I definitely saw both endings on that part where the Wendigo, Hannah didn't recognize Josh and she killed him. But then I read the book or the little journal, and when I saw it at the end, and it was very cool how you saw it at the end where it's like these two guys are investigating and Josh is sitting down
eating somebody.
He's eating somebody. Next thing you know, he turns around and he runs after him. And he's like this Wendigo. I was like, that's badass.
Well, see, that's the thing. The thing. They don't really show him running after them, but I'm assuming he did.
Yeah, he looks at him. I'm sorry. Yeah, he looks at him, and it shows him it shows us his face, and his eyes are foggy out like a Wendigo's eyes, like he's turning into a Wendigo.
Just like the teeth. Yeah, just like the teeth. The teeth are long and weird and everything. Yeah. Well,
when he gets dragged away, doesn't he get dragged down back into the mines or something?
See, that's the thing. I don't really know where Hannah drags him. You just see him get dragged off.
I thought he got dragged into the water.
That's what I thought, too.
I thought he got taken down into the water. Or is that when he got killed?
That was when he got killed, I believe.
Because I think, I remember something about Josh, and like I remember him getting. Maybe he did live on my playthrough because I remember him getting drug away, but I remember him like being like stuck back down the mines, like where Hannah and Beth, like when she buried Beth. I think he's like in that area, and I think maybe that's the time he may have lived that time, and then he turned into a Wendigo. So I do remember that. There's some kind of weird part like that, like. He goes to, like, his mind or whatever, and, like, there's different things are happening. And when he wakes back up, he comes back to consciousness. He's in the mines with his sister. I could be wrong.
Okay, so I think I know what you're talking about. That is after the part when you're in Josh's head. Yeah. And that's when you're actually seeing, like, the, what do I want to call it? The after effects of your quote-unquote prank, because you do see, like, people, your friend hung up, like, on hooks or whatever. You do see your friend, but I believe that's after you're inside Josh's head. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that would be whatever the other part is from where Sam and Mike are trying to find Josh, whatever that part is. So, yeah, probably mine. I don't know, because you can't really tell where Hannah dragged Josh off. You just think it's water, but who the hell knows where she went?
Right?
But yeah. So Barry, your part 2 of this question, you were gonna say about Beth's head.
Oh yeah, the thing with Beth's head, yeah, like it all tied together, like with the whole, you know. I kind of figured because when you found Beth's head, that was before you were able to even read the journal. So You're like when I was playing Emily and she's in the tunnel, and I was like,
oh yeah, it was Emily that found the head, right?
Huh? It was Emily that found the head.
Yeah.
Okay. The head was sitting right next to the gate area.
Yeah.
And he looked down, and at first I didn't notice it, and then all of a sudden I recognized, like, that's Beth. And, like, it was deteriorated away, but you could still see the facial features of Beth, and she had her beanie on. But that was that. And that, like I said, that was before you, of course, you read the journal and, you know, all that stuff, and you found out about, oh, yeah, Hannah, you know, survived the fall, and she was scared out in the wilderness, and she ate her sister just to survive, and then it turned out that she turned into a Wendigo. That was that. But my question to you, and this is before you get to your final question, and I think this is a really important
Well, I got
question.
another question before the final one, actually, because you reminded me of something else, but keep going.
Well, this is a real quick question. Okay, out of your guys' experience, and even like people that are watching this podcast, you know, you can feel free to comment this. If you had to rate the game, 1 being shitty, 10 being phenomenal, what would you give it?
13.
Everybody's stuff.
Like
100.
I would personally give it a 10 out of 10. But it's like you said, like you play it, you're interacting with it, you're having fun with it. I wouldn't mind seeing them make another one, even though they're probably not going to. But I wouldn't mind seeing them make another one, because if they did so well with this one, I couldn't imagine if they were to bring in a whole new different type of characters, and if they were to change the kind of a story, kind of add a new story to it. Like I would enjoy. You know what I'm saying? I would enjoy seeing what they would come up with.
From what I've read about Supermassive Game, which is the studio who made it with the help of Sony, from what I've heard, they are not planning a Until Dawn 2, but then again, that's like saying, like, you and me, Chrystello, when we were talking about the Evil Within. That's like saying Bethesda's not thinking about doing the Evil Within 2. So you never know what the studios are really planning.
Right, exactly. It all depends on whatever they can come up with in their mind.
Exactly. But then again, it's more like, how can you come back with a phenomenal game as like
would you come out back as the with the whole mountain and the Wendigos, or would you kind of like pull out a whole nother kind of like urban legend type thing? You know what I'm saying?
I would rather keep it the way it is, which is the urban legend. Like, that was the one thing I really loved about Until Dawn, was the fact that it took on the whole Native American myth about the Wendigos. I loved that. That was the one thing that I just loved about it, besides just the way the story was, especially being fooled about Josh being the killer. And then you're like, oh, wait, there's also something else been going on, which, I'll say this right now, too. Did you guys, I'm trying to remember the part again, too, but I think it was with Chris and Ashley, maybe, or it could have been with Jessica and Mike. I really don't remember. But it was the part when you're trying to get to actually, you know what? I think it was Jessica and Mike. It was the part when you go into the cabin, and you come across this one area where it warned you about wolves and bears, and then you got the little, like, machine thing where you can look through again. And then again,
I know what you're talking about.
You see your almost first glimpse of the Wendigo.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on that when you first kind of saw, like, this Wendigo? Did you think of anything, like maybe it was the Mountain Man, or did you really think there was something else going on?
I really thought it was the Mountain Man.
You thought it was the Mountain Man, Chrystello? Barry,
that's what I thought it was, honestly. I thought it was the Mountain Man. I see, like, my thing is, like, even playing through that, you know what I'm saying, and dealing with that, like, you know, with the whole Wendigo situation, there wasn't really much playthrough, or like there wasn't really much story with the whole Mountain Man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understood, like, you know how everybody had their whole story.
That's what I mean. That was a flaw too, because I think once again, when we were talking about the whole Josh losing his parents, I believe on the answering machine it talks about the Mountain Man, because it says something about like a guy that's like, I don't know, giving the family a hard time or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but I just remembered there was something on the answering machines, I think, stating something about the Mountain Man guy.
Right, like, it just, like, maybe I just kind of wasn't paying attention on that part, but it's like, I just felt like everybody else had their own, like, kind of story and their own drama, but it's like, the one person you didn't really see or hear about a lot when it came to, like, a story-wise, was the Mountain Man. Like, I would think maybe, like, I thought, like, when he was helping Chris and Mike out, I thought maybe they were gonna kind of give like a whole maybe like a backstory, or maybe they were gonna have him tell his story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in a way, they really couldn't give him a story, because the whole game they wanted to portray him as the bad guy. Because I mean, if you play the part as Chris on top of the mountain, when you go to the side, they have that wanted picture or whatever, or they talk about the crazy guy or whatever. They're looking for a man on the mountain, and they have that wanted poster or whatever it is.
Yep.
Like, as Chris, you can read. So they really couldn't give you too much depth about him because of that. They wanted you to think the whole time that he was the bad guy instead of Josh. And by the end of the game, I guess it was kind of too late to really give him a story, because he was going to get killed anyway. So,
it turned out that he was it wanted everybody to picture that he was the bad guy, like you said, but it definitely surprised me. It turned out like whenever he was helping Chris and Mike, like, I was totally mind blown. Like, I didn't think that he was just trying to help out that whole time. Like, he didn't want, like, he knew about the whole Wendigos, and he knew about everything, thus the why he had the flamethrower, because the fire would push him away. But it's just like, you wouldn't expect him to be the helping type. Like, he came off as a very creepy person from the beginning. You know what I mean? So everything makes sense. Everything definitely made sense when...
It did make sense when they all came together. And I do feel bad for Beth and Hannah, because
Like, yeah, like the dude was just trying to help out. He was trying to save them both.
And they didn't. They thought they would come after them, so they took off running from it, and that pretty much ended to their death. Like, if they wouldn't have ran, they would have been alive, most likely. Like, in all honesty, I think. Go ahead.
It just stinks, you know what I mean? Because they give you at the beginning the prologue type thing. They give you either you let go, or you either choose to let go as Hannah, or you let Beth go. And so either way, they were gonna die. But it sucks. They should have gave you the options like take the dude's hand. You know what I mean? Like that. Like I would have loved to see that. Like, you know what I mean? Just to see, hey, you know, what would have really happened. But it would have. Either way, Beth and Hannah.
Then we would have had a story though after that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. But it's like even though it's like you think about it. Like after you beat it, you think about it. Like, well, what if they would have taken this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if? Like, you know, it would have been probably a basic, boring story where it's like.
Well, I think I get what Barry's saying because, okay, so. If you had the option to grab the mountain man's hand, which we didn't know at the time, we thought it was some crazy lunatic, but you gotta look at it like this. So, if you grab the guy's hand, yes, there could have been a story, but it wouldn't have been about Hannah and Beth, or especially Hannah, about eating Beth, because the mountain man did tell them that, the Wendigos only awaken if somebody eats human flesh on the mountain, which Hannah did. So you would have to think, if everybody was alive, even Hannah and Beth, and let's just say like Hannah and Beth were alive, and they were just there just for the fuck of it like they were before Hannah and Beth were dead, you would have to think, who the hell would have eaten human flesh then to cause the after effect of when we were introduced with the Wendigo? So it would have worked, but I understand like what you're saying too, Chrystello. There wouldn't be any story. So, yeah.
I mean, the only thing I could think of the story is because of the miners. Because in the miners,
That's
have the Wendigos in the asylum.
I agree
you still
with
have
that.
the Wendigos, but I mean, would it be them with the Mountain Man trying to destroy all the Wendigos, or would it just be a story about the Mountain Man by himself? Because I can see him and the kids teaming up and trying to destroy them and get rid of them, but at the same time, you know, if he actually told them what's out here, would they come back to the mountain in the first place, or just
See that? I guess we'll never know.
One of those mysteries.
Yep. All right, so I got actually 3 questions, and then that pretty much wraps it up for me. But the first question is back to when we were talking about Sam and I forget exactly what we were talking about because we were like talking so much about Until Dawn. But it's the part when Sam. When, I forget, like I said, I forget exactly what made me think of this, but it was from you, Barry, and, the part I'm wondering is, what happened to you guys when, Sam is taking her hot bath, and then, quote unquote, killer / Josh is watching her take the bath. Did you guys get caught, or did you not get caught? That's what I'm wondering.
I got caught.
You got caught?
I didn't get caught.
I got caught.
So we got 2 caught, 1 not caught, and Bree?
I don't remember. I think I got caught.
Okay,
I definitely got caught. So.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get caught, I don't think. I know I got caught the second time, so I'm pretty sure I did not get caught the first time. With that was even cool too, how they did that with the whole if you got caught and not caught. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly ask that. So we covered that. So let's see. The second to last question, which I know everybody's been waiting to hear to fucking talk about this one, and the final question is the drum roll. everybody's deaf. So who did you want to die and why? And I already know what everybody's going to probably first say, and it's going to be Emily. So
hands down, Emily.
So we'll talk about why everybody wanted to kill Emily. Chrystello, we'll start with you because I know how everybody hates them, so we'll just give everybody a chance. So Chrystello, we'll start with you. Why did you want to kill Emily?
Oh, there's a list of why I wanted to kill Emily. One, she was just a snobby bitch. Like, she's that typical, I'm better than you, I have high fashion clothes, bow before me, you know, that kind of, you know, person. And then the way she treated Matt the whole time, like, Matt was my little bean in the game. Like, I loved Matt. I felt so bad for him. And she just treated him like shit. Like, I was like, dude, you're a typical bitch. And I'm like, you know, you need to get put in your place real quick. So, like, just the way her whole demeanor, her whole attitude, how she treated people like they were just beneath her. She was just top of the mountain. I'm better than everybody. I couldn't stand it. She grated my nerves so bad. Especially, like, this part where she tells Matt to grab her bags. And I think you can have that option to tell her to give them herself. And she gets, you know, she tries to put on that puppy dog attitude of, like, oh, please, you're my muscle man. I'm like, she just used people. She was a manipulative user, and I couldn't stand her, so I just wanted her to get killed. Couldn't stand her mouth, her attitude. She just needed to go.
All right, Bree, what do you want to say about this? About Emily's death?
She just, her attitude and the way she treated people, she just didn't care about anybody except for herself, and she was very selfish. And honestly, when I killed her, it was kind of a mistake, but I was super happy about it. Because, truthfully, I was trying to save everybody. But I did accidentally not press the right button, and she died. And it was fabulous.
Tessa, baby?
Reasons I wanted Emily dead. She was a bitch. She didn't know how to keep her nose out of everybody else's business. She didn't know how to move on from the past. Kissing Mike was a big no-no when he was no longer his. She essentially cheated on Matt by doing so. I don't care who you are. You kissing somebody else, that's a big no-no. She definitely had that snobby attitude, like she thought she was high up on a fucking pedestal and needed to be knocked off it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was really fucking ecstatic when I got to pull the trigger and blow her brains out. She was like a really negative bitch and had to go.
Okay. Barry?
Well, we all know I chose to save Emily.
He
see,
gave her mercy.
My take on Emily was, you know, I noticed one of the things I didn't like about Emily was what you guys were saying. She was just a complete dick to Matt, and I really did feel bad for Matt. But I thought maybe, you know, I do agree with the whole, you know, she was a bitch for kissing Mike situation, but I thought maybe the deeper and deeper the game got into, especially when it was her and Matt, you know, on in the watchtower, and, you know, even when the deer scene and like the whole mountain scene, it was just, you know, I thought maybe she would kind of come to her senses, and I thought maybe, you know, it was just going to be this big ass, you know, spoiler where she was just going to change her ways, and she realized, hey, look, I was a fucking bitch, but it turned out she never did, you know. But back to what Chrystello was saying, she was just a snobby bitch. But in my opinion, I portrayed Jessica to being the snobby bitch. Like, Jessica, in my opinion, was just how she handled herself, like, around people. And it kind of comes back to what Bree was saying, where she's got a big mouth for somebody that's a fucking virgin, you know what I mean? For somebody that doesn't know anything, never had sex, never experienced true love before.
she really portrayed herself. She tried to pretend to be somebody she really wasn't, and that right then and there, just I didn't like it. Like I just, I just couldn't deal with that, and I didn't want to deal with that throughout the game. But Emily, I thought maybe at the end she was gonna kind of realize, hey, look, I was a fucking asshole, and especially, and I definitely noticed when Matt died, how that affected her. Like, she, went from being with Matt to losing Matt, and I saw that it changed her because she's like, whoa, I just lost somebody, and it just kind of, she didn't want to be alone, and she had to experience things by herself, especially when Matt died. Like, when Matt died, she was all alone. She had to experience being alone. She had to try to survive on her own. She didn't have anybody around her. And then literally, she was alone by herself for a long time until Mike and Sam
found her.
Mike, Sam, and Ashley ran back into her. Like literally, she was alone. She had to fight for it. And literally, I thought she handled herself pretty well, and she really proved to herself that she really wanted to live. And then everybody kind of was just kind of pissy with her still. So. I chose, I just hated that. I hated not Ashley, I hated Jessica. That was just my character I hated. And unfortunately, when it comes to what you were saying, the death-wise, both of my deaths were accidental. Like, I was going with what Bree wanted to do. I was trying to save everybody. And it was funny how you bring it up. And Tessa, you're going to crack up to this one. Do you remember that conversation we had the other day where I said, when we were talking about, if we all were to go to asylum, I told you that my black ass, we survived. Hollywood's full of shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
when I played the game, I told everybody to stream, guys, the black eye is not dying at all. And what happened?
The black
I hit the wrong button, and that motherfucker fell on the cliff. I was like, whoa, and everybody's like, I thought the black eye wasn't dying, Barry. See, what happened was I hit the wrong button, guys. Well, apparently the black guy is dead, so I guess we're just going to continue playing this game. But
whoops.
Right? So, I mean, like I said, so Jessica definitely was my least favorite, but somehow she managed to survive, so.
Well, that's what happened. But yeah, you guys pretty much covered all the reason why I hated Emily. The only other person that I get that I wouldn't mind if they died was definitely Jessica, just because of what you guys said. She just had way too much of a mouth. But Emily was definitely the worst, especially at the very beginning when you notice Matt is dating her, and then Emily's just like, oh yeah, Matt, I want you to take my luggage and bring it up to the cabin, and I'll be with you shortly. I just thought, bitch! You fucking bitch.
See, if a girl said that to me, it's like, oh, why don't you do that? Bitch, you can carry yourself. You got 2 arms to do shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't being no bitch. I ain't being no bitch today.
But yeah, that was really the only other complaint that I had. But the last and final question that I have for tonight, you guys, and we'll start off with Barry first, and then we'll go with Bree, Chrystello, and then Tessa, and then me. So, when you played this game, how, at the very end of beating it, how did the game affect you? Did you guys feel like you changed, you thought of things differently after playing Until Dawn? What were you, thinking mentally? So, Barry, how did you react? Did it affect you in any way, change you?
I don't really say it. I mean, I wouldn't say it affected me. It definitely, like I said, it definitely kept me on my edge the whole time. And when I got done playing it, I don't really say it changed me, but you ever get that feeling when you play a game and it's so deep and sincere into the game, you just don't want it to end. It kind of was really disappointing for the game to end for me. Thinking about it, when it came to after the game ended, did it physically change me mentally? No, it didn't. But it just well, maybe it did a little bit, because it makes you think that it makes you think of if they can make characters act a certain way and portray a whole different personality, it kind of shows you, hey, real people in real life can be that same way. You know what I mean? Like people that you don't know or people that you know, like after a while, life changes and it changes people. You know what I'm saying? So either for the worse or for better. And that I definitely did think about that a lot because I have had friends like that I can relate a lot of my friends that I grew up with in high school. I can relate a lot of their personalities to the characters that were in the game and the situations that, you know, why I don't talk to them anymore. So it definitely had me thinking. It definitely had me thinking, but it wasn't like a major change. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So Bree, your thoughts on the game overall? Like, did it affect you? Did it make you think of anything differently?
I think what was so kind of intriguing was the fact that, you know, the butterfly effect. It's real. It's a thing. It's reality. And, you know, one move you make could change everything about your life. And I've kind of always lived by that, but after playing this game, it really just made me think. Like, you know, you could do one thing and the rest of your life has changed. Every second of every day matters. And it was just kind of interesting to kind of and to really understand, you know, these things happen. The butterfly effect is a thing. And I liked the game. I thought it was really cool, and I really liked how the butterfly effect was so real. And I think that's what makes the game so cool, is all of your decisions change everything. And that's also what's really great about the game. Instead of certain games, like, for instance, Outlast, which everybody knows, I love that game, it's the same thing over and over again. And it doesn't change. Whereas this game, you know, you can play this over and over again, and there's multiple different things that can happen based on your decisions. And I thought that was really cool and really creative to have a game like that.
And I'll agree with you with that. Crystal?
I have to agree with Bree with the butterfly effect. I mean, what you do affects your life. And even the smallest thing, what you say to people, what you do, affects something down the line. So I can understand. I appreciated that. I mean, turning on a light, or flicking on a lighter blew up the house with the gas and stuff like that. So I mean, it's things like that. I enjoyed it, and it does make you think. And I also enjoyed. I don't know if it really changed me in a way. I did at the end of the game think about, did I make the right choices? If I went back and played again, who would I save? Or what would I do differently? It really plays on your morals too, like on who you like. If you were in that situation, who would you choose? What would you do differently than what they did? So it did make me think. When I got done playing it, I was like, if I went back, would I have shot myself in real life, or would I have shot Ashley? I mean, would I have saved Josh, or would I have saved Ashley? I mean, it's one of the things you have to sit there and think, if you put yourself in that situation, what would you really do? I mean, would you be selfish, or would you save someone else's life? So I really enjoyed that. So like I said, I stopped when I got done the game. I thought about them, like, did I make the right choices at the end? And if I go back, will my choices stay the same to my second playthrough, or will I go on a completely different route and be completely selfish and just save who I want, or try to save everybody? So, like I said, I don't think it really changed me, but I guess in a way it opens your eyes, if you haven't played it before, how you would actually perceive things if it was actually you in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you too, Crystal. Tessa? Did the game affect you in any way? Or make you think differently or anything?
Well, I actually have to agree with Bree on this one. The use of the butterfly effect in it. That things like that are possible and do happen. So,
You mean in real life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was saying in real life.
Exactly. So, I pretty much side with Bree on this.
Okay. And I will agree with Bree, too. I pretty much went into the game like I would be playing that character. Like, I'm really that character. Like, if I was this character, who would I choose? And that's why I chose Josh over Ashley. Just because, in my personal way of looking at Ashley at first, yeah, I thought she didn't deserve to live. For whatever reason that was, which I don't remember anymore. But, honestly, that's just the way I play games. I go in there, and I just choose things the way I would choose them in real life. If I don't like you, I will kill you, or whatever the option is, unfortunately. But yes, the butterfly effect is just like real life. Anything you do, breathe, whatever, it's just gonna change it. It's just like if you have an old friend, and then you and your old friend got into an argument, and then next thing you know, you and your old friend aren't talking anymore. Well, why is that? Well, it's life. Clearly, just an old friend of yours did something or whatever to make you go, oh, I don't really need this person in my life anymore, because clearly this person had changed either for the bad or whatever. Like, maybe he got hooked on heroin. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, whatever. I mean, everybody has a different taste. But, I mean, then there's others where one friend will get into drugs, and then maybe you might get into drugs. It's just the way the butterfly and effect works in real life, just like Bree is saying. So, I mean, I just really think the game was amazing, just from all the choices you could really make, and it's just phenomenal.
I definitely agree. Very, very well thought out game, and yeah, I'm so glad that I played it. I would play it over and over.
Definitely.
Kind of makes me want to play it right now.
I would definitely play it.
I was gonna say. So, how many of us actually feel like playing it again?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna download it tonight after the podcast. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man, it's making me, like, it's right there on my game shelf, and I'm just like, oh god, do I want to just use the game disc
I
or just
definitely am
download
thinking
it?
about playing it again, because it's just a phenomenal game.
I might have to play it again, because it is really well done. I just love the graphics and the story, and as long as it took for it to come out and be rebuilt and stuff, I'd say it was definitely worth it.
My other thing that I'm really proud of the game is not just the game itself, but Paul, we were talking about this earlier, was the soundtrack. The soundtrack alone, after hearing it, after you playing it, but hearing like the soundtrack in the credits, the soundtrack is just phenomenal itself. And when
Did you get that? Because I know I mentioned it to you.
I'm actually glad that I was able to listen to the whole soundtrack, and I was able to download it on iTunes, Paul.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, even today, Paul, even like I was so psyched up for this podcast, I was listening to the soundtrack in my car today. Like it's just a very well put together soundtrack.
It is. It really is. And I mean, before this podcast, I even sat down and listened to the fucking thing again, because I was just like, oh god. Like, this, like, I love Jason Graves to begin with. Like, Dead Space, that's one of my favorite games and favorite soundtracks. I mean, for all three games, too. We will have to do a podcast on that, or I will. I don't know how many of you guys have even did Dead Space, but if any of you guys that have done Dead Space, you guys are more than welcome to do the episode with me. So, I'm just throwing it out there right now. But, yeah, so we're wrapping up this amazingly long-ass podcast. Tessa, do you want to be the honors of saying how long it is?
Guys, we have reached our longest podcast of 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 44 seconds.
So,
all right.
So, yeah, I mean...
So, congratulations.
Congratulations is right, because, I mean, me and Tessa were actually talking about this the other day, and we're just like, with the amount of people that we have talking about this, it's going to be our longest one yet, and it is. It fucking is. But maybe that's because I'm drinking, Barry's drinking, I don't know if Bree drinking.
We're surrounded by good friends.
Yeah, we're just surrounded by good people, and I mean, we love the fucking game, and we love horror, so what else can we say about it? But I do agree with Barry, though. I mean, the soundtrack is just fucking amazing, especially the main, the main title, like when you first beat the prologue,
I know what you're
and then it
about.
goes right into
title.
the whole old death.
I listened to that in the car today, dude. And before we were talking about the just hearing that first main thing, dude, I was like, oh, dude, I guarantee I'm playing Until Dawn this weekend sometime. Like, just hearing it.
And I'll be watching you because, I mean, that's just such a freaking great game. And I really, really hope Supermassive would just go, dude, we did a great thing. We need to make another one. Even if it takes 10 years again. I don't fucking care. I would love to see another game of Until Dawn.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
But, so before...
Until Dawn, leave something just like it.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's not really Until Dawn, just have you know what I mean? I want to see them make another amazing game that's a horror game, and I want to see where they can go from it. It might not have to be called Until Dawn, or I want to see what they can do, because they blew my mind completely with Until Dawn.
Agreed.
Definitely, anybody that's watching the podcast, if you haven't played it already, definitely recommend you guys buying it. Buy the game, play it, experience it.
It's definitely worth $20 or whatever it is right now.
And literally just tell us what you thought about it, because it's a phenomenal game.
It is very phenomenal. The only other thing that I found weird about the game is if you pre-ordered it, you got a DLC. And that DLC wasn't... oh man, do I even remember the DLC? Like, it's an episode, part of the episode, but I guess from what people wrote, the DLC, if you pre-ordered it, which is, I found kind of stupid. The only way you got this if you pre-ordered it. But, I guess it's the part when Matt and Emily, I think this is the right part, but once again, I don't remember. I haven't played the game in a while, but it's Matt and Emily, when they're outside talking, they come across, after they get done talking, they come across, this pig head on a steak. I believe that's the DLC. But, yeah, so, does anybody else have anything to say about Until Dawn before we call it quits for the night?
I'm good. I answered everything.
Oh, hang on.
Don't play it just once.
Yeah.
I was play it, but don't play it just once. Play it a couple of times. Experience every possible outcome you can. There'll always be something
for
different.
Sure, definitely.
I'm definitely going to play it again. I've only gotten a chance to play it once, and I already want to play it again, because I'm just
that game is definitely a game that you should definitely play 2 or 3 times.
Oh god, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe you guys even did it once every few months or whatever, but yeah, it's definitely a great game.
So, buy it. I pre-ordered it. I still play it. I've played it twice. I'll probably play it again. It's a lot of playability to it. Worth the money. Get it and play it and enjoy it. And kill Emily.
Yes.
And kill Emily.
Every time.
Yes.
Kill her. Kill her.
Yes. Alright, so, that pretty much wraps up tonight's podcast of Until Dawn. If you made it this long listening to us, you guys deserve a fucking cookie. So, before we go, I just want to say that I'm Paul Dolsky. I am one of the hosts of Everything Horror.
And I am Tessa Baker, the other host.
And we have none other than our 3 favorite friends of awesomeness is Barry, Bree, and Chrystello here. I would like them to just say one more. Well, actually, Bree, You haven't actually been on here, but I know I definitely want to catch you on an interview, just you and me, maybe even me, Tessa, and you, when you get a free time.
Sure.
But the other day when you were streaming, you said that was the last time you were streaming on that channel of yours.
And you have a new Twitch.
So can you please introduce that new channel for the people listening?
Sure. So my new channel is TatsThighsPrettyEyes, and I used to have 343K, but I am now transitioning. I like the name better.
That's a phenomenal name.
Yeah, so because
Tats, Thighs, and Pretty Eyes.
Yeah, Tats, Thighs, and Pretty Eyes. So how did that come to mind, if you don't mind me asking? Like what made you just go, oh yeah, maybe that would be a cool channel name?
Well, I have tattoos. I'm a thick girl, so I have thighs, and I do makeup, so the pretty eyes. So
I like that.
I do like that.
I do like that.
She's got the
So Tats, Thighs, and Pretty Eyes, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have heard of Bree43K, please go and subscribe to her new channel. She is an amazing streamer. She interacts with her viewers like no other. She pretty much streams everything that I know of, Bree, right?
Yeah. I try to be a variety streamer, so it's not the same old Outlast gameplay.
Which, by the way, I need to ask this. So since you went from PlayStation to PC for streaming, did you get Outlast for PC?
I sure did.
That shouldn't even be a question, Paul.
I know, Barry. Geez, I should have known this, but I just had to ask
common
it.
sense. I'm pretty sure that was her very first PC game.
Hey, that's like me asking, does Bree have the Outlast soundtrack? No, she does not, I bet.
No, you're correct, I don't.
Yeah, see? Not yet. Well, the only way she's gonna get it is by, YouTube. But, I actually have it personally on my computer, so... all, 36 or whatever tracks it is. Yeah. So, Barry, if you don't mind just stating your name again, and I know you already said it on the last podcast with just me on the off season, but once again, for safe sakes.
Well, as you guys know, my name's Barry. If you guys ever want to come by and catch my channel, I do stream on Twitch. I try to do daily streams. As Bree, just like Bree, I am a variety streamer, so I do play everything. I do a lot of viewer choice games. So if you guys do have a game that you guys have heard of and you guys want to see me play it, let me know in the comments or message me on Twitter, anything, and I'll definitely try to do it. But you guys can always find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/SkyHighGaming28.
So, Barry, let me get this straight. So, if I were to come into your channel and be like, alright, Barry, I know a game you need to play on PC, would you actually play the Barbie Detective?
Would I play Barbie Detective? Oh, man, I think I'd have to have, a lot of Jack Daniels and maybe, I don't know, maybe. If you requested, I'm pretty sure anything's possible. Whatever gets you guys to laugh.
Hey, Barry. Hey, Barry, would you ever play PT again?
For you, yes, I think I would.
That's definitely a podcast, I'm guessing.
Oh God, my only memory of it is the one night where Bree was streaming it. She was getting so fucking annoyed with it. She's like, I hate this fucking game.
Yeah, that's one game Bree definitely fucking needs. I definitely remember fucking fuck this. She's in the middle of, she goes,
hang on.
Man, fuck this shit, man. I hate this shit. Who the fuck even made this shit? I was like, no good, dude. I was like, yo, I'm just waiting for Bree to chuck her controller.
Alright, hang on. We'll let Chrystello finish her thing because I think she's on a time limit herself, which don't know if she should be getting off, Chrystello.
I gotta be at work at 12, so I gotta get dressed at least by 11.
Okay, so you're still good then.
Yeah, I'm good.
So, you played PT, didn't you?
I did play PT. Fucking annoying damn thing.
Agreed.
I saw a little bit of it last night because I asked Paul to show me, and we got as far as the creepy bitch Lisa getting right up in your face, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, when that first happened, I swear to God, if I was in that bitch, I'm just saying, you don't come up behind me and scare the shit out of me. I'm swinging at you. That's all I'm saying. All
Right?
I'm fucking saying.
Yeah, she definitely makes you go, I'm gonna swing at whoever fucking touched me in the back of me. Yeah, she definitely does. The only thing I kind of feel like is repetitive in the game well, I should say the playable teaser, because that's what PT means, is the fucking photograph. If you don't find all the pieces, then she's gonna fucking keep killing you over and over. But if you find all the pieces of the picture, then she doesn't harm you. But for someone like me who hasn't played the game in, I'm trying to remember now, 3-4 years, I think is how long it's been. I mean, I kind of forget where everything fucking is. And I mean, when Tessa saw me play it the other night, I think I was missing like 3 pieces of the photo. So, yeah.
That was probably the longest thing it took me to do, was to find all the pieces of the puzzle. Or not the puzzle, of the picture. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. But, Chrystello, I know you said it before, but Chrystello, if you don't mind stating who you are again.
I am Crystal. If you want to come watch me Twitch, I try to be a variety Twitcher. I normally do horror though, but you can find me at Chrystello_Lovebello on Twitch. My schedule's pretty hectic with where I work, so I'm on normally Monday nights and Sunday nights. Sometimes you may catch me early on a Tuesday before I take a nap. I'll get on. But yeah, come over there and watch me get scared and hoop and holler at the TV. Right now I'm doing Resident Evil 7.
Oh, God.
I can't wait to play Resident Evil. That's just... I'm hyped up for that game.
Which, Chrystello, I probably will have to ask you for... Or actually, it's going to be Tessa. So, we were talking the other night, Chrystello, about who's going to be hosting podcasts for certain things. And we decided that Tessa is going to be hosting that Resident Evil stream. Or podcast, I should say. So, you're definitely invited to come chat about Resident Evil with us if you'd like. And anybody else, Barry, Bree, you're more than welcome to join us too. I mean, this was fun. I mean, I really had a fun time talking about it until dawn.
Well, of course, as I told you in the other one, I was completely honored to be a part of your podcast tonight, and I appreciate you guys having this discussion with me. It was definitely a fun night for me.
It was a pleasure to have all of you guys. Kick-ass podcast. Thank you so much.
Don't forget to add my girlfriend on PSN for, like, games.
Now it's time for the after party. Let's go.
I don't know what the path to pass. As long as there's bloodbath in this after party, I'm so fucking game for this.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down. Whatever, as long as there's booze there, I don't give a fuck. I'm down.
Oh, jeez,
As
long as I can party.
Pictures and I'll be fine.
Okay, we'll do that, Chrystello. We'll definitely do that, Chrystello. We'll send you all the goddamn pictures. We'll even send you, like, voice clips as me and Barry get drunk and shit and be like, Chrystello, you don't know what you're missing.
I get up 8 o'clock in the morning and be like, I missed this.
But, yeah, so one more time, we'll go through the round table again, as I'm going to call it. So, Chrystello, we're going to start off with you again one more time. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Chrystello_Lovebello. Come check me out and watch me get stirred.
Bree, where can we find you now with your new channel? TatsThighsPrettyEyes?
Yep, twitch.tv/TatsThighsPrettyEyes.
All right. And then Barry?
You can always find me at twitch.tv/SkyHighGaming28.
Alrighty. And then we got somebody who needs to start streaming more, and me, of course.
Agreed.
I
Yes,
will
I
start
agree,
streaming
100%.
more.
But what's
I
your...
already agreed that I was gonna. I'm Red Queen.
Red Queen what? Dash 85.
Dash 85.
There you go.
Yeah, I already told Bree that I need to stream some
Resident Evil 7 for her.
Because I'm terrible.
She's just like, what do I do? And I'm on the laptop, and I'm like, okay, this is what you're gonna do.
While everybody else yells at you because
Yeah,
it's just
I
like...
don't give a shit if everybody else yells at me. She's like, what do I do? She's like asking for help, and nobody else is fucking helping her. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna help her.
Yeah, exactly. But if anybody knows me when I help somebody, which you can find me at twitch.tv/DevilSunder. I am one of the most, pissed off fucking horror gamer guys you'll ever meet, because when I get pissed off, I get pissed off.
Nobody wants to play.
Yeah, you should have saw me the first time playing PT. So, anyway, what I want to say is, just have a good night, stay scary, and, we'll have to get everybody together again. This was definitely worth the 2 hours and 36 minutes.
This was a phenomenal podcast.
It was definitely good. So anybody else need to say anything else real quick before we shut it off? No? Yes?
No, I'm good.
Hope
I got
you
my
guys
Jack
enjoyed
Daniels
the
on.
podcast.
I'm just waiting to go to bed.
And like Paul says, stay scary.
Stay the fuck scary, okay? Stay the fuck
Good
scary.
night, boys and girls.